What's up, guys? Before we get into this next episode, a little word from our sponsors, Laughable. Not only can you favorite your favorite podcast, but you can also favorite your favorite artist. You also have push notifications available. So whenever a new episode pops up, it'll pop up on your handy dandy phone. Unfortunately, it's still coming soon for the Android. So if you don't have an iPhone or you don't like listening on a great app like Laughable, how else can they listen to us, Slayer?
They can listen to us on DemonSeedRadioNetwork.com. Every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. DemonSeedRadioNetwork.com. We have some awesome lead-ins before us. Check it out. Check us out if you're not listening to us on Laughable.
Or any other network, for that matter.
Before we get into this episode, a week from tomorrow, LA Podfest. We will be there all weekend, tearing it up, drinking, recording.
Come say hi if you're there, if you have a podcast. If you're listening and you have a podcast, you have no reason, if you're in LA anyways, to not be there. So if you find us, see us, come say hi. Don't be shy.
Have a drink with us. We'll have some
because
extra
you know
booze.
that's part of the whole theme here.
Damn right. This week's guest is Dayne Alexander, homie of mine, musician, another Chicago expat.
Yeah, we've had a lot of Chicagoans. Oh, yeah, that's right. We've had a lot of Chicagoans. Chicagoans? Chicago.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll roll with that. Yeah.
We'll roll with that.
No, but he was totally cool. He was cool people. We had a great show with him. You should definitely check out his music.
We got religious a little.
What?
This episode got a little religious or anti-religious.
We got anti-religious, and we talked a lot about like a lot of social stuff. But hey, it was great though.
No, this was a super fun episode.
Yeah, it was totally great. Yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed as much as we did.
Cheers, all. So, fucking popping zits, huh?
Ew, gross.
Popping fucking zits.
So gross, dude.
So fucking gross.
You know what, though? There's a lot of people that find these specific videos that we were just talking about to be very therapeutic.
Well, I mean, that, and there's a lot of people that all of a sudden decided they want to start sharing them. Like, it's a thing now to share.
It is
consistently.
To share everything.
Yes. And I'm like, okay, if you like to do that, cool. But like having me where I'm going down my feed, like, oh, what is this? Who's her? Oh, it's fucking pus coming out of somebody's face. No, I'm good. Like, yeah, no, it's not fair.
Why the fuck can we get away with that on Facebook but not murder?
I mean,
I would rather see someone dead than see one of those videos.
I feel like that's a jump. It's like, I mean, maybe you could. Maybe.
I mean, someone being drowned is much less violent than one of those zits getting popped.
Is it though? But do you remember actually before Facebook, there was Faces of Death and all
So
that
what
shit.
I've been told
yeah,
is
I
that
used
was
to watch that shit.
Yo,
when I was
that was
younger.
the shit.
I was told that's not real.
What? No,
So,
we had
okay.
this discussion before.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 100% positive that the original Faces of Death was definitely real. But then,
See, here's the thing. So the original Faces of Death, that one was compiled footage because he did autopsies and studied it and all that. There were like 7 of them though, and people kind of took that concept and then started doing other videos that like had other deaths in them. But I'm pretty sure, like, I think that the first one was real, but none of it was like that just happened or during the act of dying. It was all like after something had died, he came in with the camera
right.
and he's like, this person was run over by a car or whatever.
Right,
Like, yeah.
right.
Then after that, they did the second and third, the fourth and fifth. And that was like they were catching footage of people as they were like falling out of planes and shit like that.
well, because I guess there was something that got renamed to the original Faces of Death.
According to Wikipedia, some of it's fake, some of it's real.
That's what I thought.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were both right.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And it was not banned in 40 plus countries.
It was or it wasn't?
Wasn't.
It wasn't.
It was banned
So how
in-
come they stopped making them? Well,
Eh,
probably because it got old.
probably. But it was banned in Australia, Norway, Finland, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. That's it.
The United Kingdom?
Yeah,
You'd think they
yeah.
wouldn't give a fuck.
You think fucking Finland and Norway, like homo black metal, would give a fuck?
Right?
Like we
There's
burn
only-
churches.
There's only a few places. Yeah.
Needless to say, we were talking about this off air was oversharing and the crazy pimples and all that shit.
Well, because when you're scrolling through Facebook and you can't help what especially when it's your friends, you know what I mean?
Right?
Friends.
Well, no, like me, okay, so I have a personal Facebook page and then I have a Facebook page for like fans and whatnot. So I always try to keep my feed people that I know.
Right.
So that's what's like, I'm scrolling through the feed and these are people that I'm friends
Yeah,
with that are
so you
like,
want-
I'm like, you just posted an 18-minute video of someone popping blackheads for 18 minutes. And when you look at the comments, that's what's like really interesting and entertaining is looking at the comments that people leave on these videos. They're like, so therapeutic. And you're like, really?
For who?
I will say this, just playing devil's advocate. So, like, part of the justification is that, like, if you ever even pop your own pimples, that, like, there's something about, like, popping a pimple that, like, gives you this like, release or whatever, it's gone or however you want to look at it. And I will say that there have been times when I've seen some of those, like somebody getting an ingrown hair or like one of those boils that they'll like lance, and they get like all the curdled whatever it is in there.
Yeah, they take a fucking what do you call it? They take a scalpel and they slice it open
and then they
push. They get all up in there and push and all the shit that comes out. You're like, did that all just come from that one?
It looks like there's cottage
their
cheese
neck.
in someone's fucking neck.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And
Yeah.
you're like, how much of that whatever it is gonna come out before it's a problem?
And the question is, how'd you let it go that long?
That's what I always
Without medical attention?
A lot of the videos that I've
Seriously.
seen where they are doing that, like all the cysts and whatnot, I always wonder how the fuck did they let that get to that point that they have to go to the doctor and have a doctor take a scalpel and fucking cut it open.
Maybe I'm fucking vain, but if I get a zit that like gets like fucking 2 centimeters in diameter, I'm going to the doctor.
Oh, hell yeah.
And if it doesn't go away with like the simple
they'll-
presses, you know what I'm saying? Like I push it, it's not ready.
They'll
A
give
couple
you-
days go by, I push it, it's not ready. If it's still not ready after a couple of weeks, something's wrong. No,
I'm
no.
convinced it's a tumor at that
shot.
point.
You can get a cortisone shot if it's one of those
Really?
things.
I didn't know that.
If you have like a horrendous zit on your face, for example, and you're like, this
under the
shit is
skin?
not going down. Yeah, like one
Right.
of those things where there's no white. You know how you know when it's ready to go.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, there's a little tiny white head. I can pop it, but then sometimes it's just a bump, and you're
Yeah,
like,
and then
oh, I
you
wanna
end up making
get
it look
rid of
worse.
this.
Right.
And you start picking at it or whatever, and you're like, oh, I probably shouldn't do that. If you go to the doctor, they can inject it with cortisone, and then it'll make it go.
So when it goes numb, then they get it off, or it's just that's part of it.
I'm gonna have to look this up because I have a girlfriend. I'm not gonna say any names.
Who is this girlfriend?
She whenever she would get ready for like a photo shoot, for example, or whatever, and something would pop up, and you're like, shit. Like, okay,
Shit.
Photos you can Photoshop, but video, different story, right?
Especially in the days of 4K. Fucking
Yeah. So
Days of
basically,
4K.
This procedure is called intralesional corticosteroid injection, known as on the street as a steroid shot, cortisone shot, or a cyst injection. Basically, a dermatologist will inject a diluted cortisone steroid directly into the cyst.
Gosh,
And then within a few
gross.
hours, it shrinks on its own. So I think instead of, if it's not to the point where you have to cut it open, I think if it's just like a
It'll just
bump,
disperse the
it'll
whatever.
it'll just kind of, they inject a shot into it and then it goes down.
your body absorbs it like it's a fucking Siamese twin in the womb or some
Yeah.
shit. Just right
and
back
I didn't even
into
know
you.
those existed till one day she started freaking out. She's like, "Oh my god, I have a shoot. I can't. Like, I need to get rid of this zit." And then she was like, "I'm gonna have to go to my dermatologist and have him give me a
Get rid
cortisone
of
shot."
it.
And I'm like, "That's a thing."
Like, I mean, it's good to know, but it just no. It sounds painful and it sounds unnecessarily painful, but whatever. I mean, I guess if you have to get rid of it,
The price of beauty.
like it's
Pain
not
is
it's
beauty.
not easy. Shit. But it is good to know because I've definitely had like, I got a photo shoot tomorrow, and that'll be when you get the zit that pops up.
Yeah,
That'll
exactly.
when you've got like four hours for it to go away, and you call somebody like, "Oh yeah, just put toothpaste on it."
what?
No, yeah,
Oh,
it's a thing.
Toothpaste is a thing.
Toothpaste is a thing.
Yeah.
It dries it out. It dries it out, and it works.
It totally
But-
works. Yeah.
But sometimes it doesn't work in like one night. You might need like two, but it will
Yeah.
it will dry it out and it'll flake it off.
What kind of toothpaste?
Usually it's whatever is like the most kind of fluoridated, just basic. like white toothpaste.
It's got
not
that
like
texture, kind of like the facial mask. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's got the same texture as a lot of the facial masks that I use that help get rid of zits. So I feel like whatever that is, I'm not a scientist. I have no idea what's the
whatever's in that
toothpaste.
beta something, Alice something.
Disclaimers to all our listeners: we are not scientists. We are not doctors.
In case you could not tell.
Actually, I just looked it up, and it says toothpaste for acne.
I thought you were about to say, actually, I am a doctor.
Wait, they make toothpaste for acne?
Well,
is it toothpaste or is it acne cream?
I basically searched what kind of toothpaste that you could use for acne. So like products that have benzoyl peroxide, salicylic. Obviously, these are the same things.
Peroxicare.
Yeah,
that's
like
that
salicylic acid or sulfur that helps like reduce the redness and the swelling. You know.
Damn. Just kind of makes me a little worried that there's sulfur in some kinds of toothpaste, though.
Yeah.
Kind of don't like that.
Because you think about it, they have the toothpaste that they sell now where it's like, fluoride free.
Right,
or,
yeah, because that's bad for you now, right?
Yeah.
Fluoride and shit.
I think it's only bad if you swallow it.
If I had $1 for every time.
You want to know what's really funny about swallowing toothpaste? I remember when I was in college, I was a freshman in college. There was this chick that I became really good friends with. And she was getting ready to meet up with this boy. I remember the details of this so distinctly too. I remembered she was getting ready to meet up with this boy, and we were nowhere near home. So she was like, "I really need to I need mouthwash or something. I need to brush my teeth. I don't have a toothbrush, so I have toothpaste." And she's like, "Give me the toothpaste, okay?" And she takes the toothpaste and she just squirts a whole bunch down her, and she swallowed it.
No.
She didn't gargle with it.
Gross.
She didn't like use her fingers to brush. Like I figured, worst case, just use your fingers. No, this bitch took the toothpaste, squeezed it into her mouth, and swallowed it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And I will never forget that, clearly, because I remember the details of this fucking...
I hope the fuck she hasn't procreated.
Disgusting, right?
Because the rubbing action is what gets the shit off,
the
not
enamel.
not
not the
toothpaste.
Or at least
like,
rub it on your tongue.
That's what I would do. I was like, if I was in a situation where I didn't have a toothbrush and all I had was toothpaste, I would fucking use my fingers, man, and rub it on my tongue and then gargle with water. At the very least, gargle with water. Put that shit in your mouth and then gargle,
See, and I'm kind of old school. I mean, I'm from Texas. And like my grandmother used to, if we didn't have any toothpaste, which was a common occurrence for some reason, baking soda. You just put a little baking soda on your finger, you rub that shit around, and you're good to go.
That's true.
I can't imagine swallowing some shit though. Like
no, that's gross. And you're not supposed to either. You're not supposed to swallow.
You're not even supposed to swallow toothpaste like that. Like you spit it out.
No, spit it the fuck out.
Here's another thing, just while I'm thinking about it. Public service announcement of sorts. As a male, don't ever, like, if you wake up and you're hungover and you're trying to get shit done in a hurry, like multitask, don't ever like pee and brush your teeth at the same time. And this is why you don't do that. All right. So, no matter how coordinated you are, toothpaste, kind of as it foams in your mouth and kind of as it blends with your saliva and all that shit, has a mind of its own. You have not been woken up in a horrible way until you've had toothpaste fall onto the tip of your dick while you're taking a piss. It really is. It's an eye-opening experience. I just want to go on record as saying that I said one day not to try that ever. Just take your time, do one thing at a time. You'll thank me for it. That's all.
Interesting.
Good to know. Good to fucking know.
I just happened to look up like swallowing toothpaste. Right? There is such a thing as toothpaste overdose.
What?
There's poisonous ingredients in toothpaste, which includes sodium fluoride and something called triclosan. I might have said that wrong.
Yo.
Once again, not doctors.
Right?
Once again, not doctors, but triclosan is like an antibacterial compound. And that's one of the poisonous things that's found in
because you have good bacteria in your guts.
Right. Good germs. That's low-key terrifying, though. Because I've actually now, like, and I've always been like really wary about how I spit toothpaste out. I don't really swallow it at all. But now I'm like going to be even more paranoid. Like, shit, is that going to kill all my good flora? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, damn.
Yeah.
So was that girl all fucked up afterwards?
No, And I saw her do that on more than one occasion, too, which was really fucking weird. I'm like, are you just lazy? Like, I feel like when I think back on it, I'm like, she must have just been really fucking lazy. You know what I mean? Like,
fuck it, girl. Just
you know what?
give me the bottle. Whatever.
I'm just gonna swallow toothpaste. I think that's enough for me. And I'm like, why don't you just gargle mouthwash if you're that lazy? You know, like
this sounds like the kind of broad that's too lazy to take her birth control.
I don't even like.
Oh, speaing of, so this bitch, I love her. I was really good friends with her, and she had admitted to me how she had like 5 abortions or whatever. You know, like she was very
Holy
sexually
shit.
active when she was in high school. You know, we're in college. She's 18, right?
But 5 though.
So she said she had 5. Now, fast forward to after I left this college, right? We're talking like 4 years maybe after I had left the school. We found each other online on the internet. I think it might have been MySpace. This is years and years and years ago.
MySpace.
Yeah, this is like back in 2004, 2005.
For our younger listeners, MySpace was a precursor to Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. So, so fucking, we touched base on the internet, and she's like, yeah, so I ended up getting knocked up shortly after, you know,
She
freshman
could
year
still
of
have
college.
kids after all that.
That's what I'm saying. And the only reason, this is the funny part, the only reason why she decided to keep it was because she had so many abortions prior to that. She's like, I was afraid that if I had one more abortion, I probably wouldn't be able to have
Understandably
kids.
so.
Yeah.
They were about to punch her card for like the free one. And
Yes. They're like,
You could have got a free yogurt just if you'd have gotten
she
one
had
more.
So many. And then finally she got knocked up again, and she was just like, while she was in school, she was
Maybe
like,
this is
I
the
said-
one.
Yeah.
Fuck all those other kids. This might be the one that deserves my love.
Yeah.
I get it.
her and the doctor are on a first name basis.
Seriously. Oh, Haley, you're back again. Hi.
I didn't
How
realize.
far along are you this time?
Oh boy.
Well, now that raises another question in my mind. Take it or leave it. But I mean, at what point, like, whose responsibility is the cost of it, and at what point does that become a conversation? Like, okay, so if you find out about it, you're the female, you know
Yeah.
what I mean, and you're like, hey, I just found this out. It's been like 2 weeks. I know I don't need to make it a thing, but then when you're like 2-3 months, like low key and like nearing that threshold,
Yeah.
and it becomes like it's a conversation we have to have. Who is it definitely like you have to pay or you have to chip in on the
50-50.
cost? Yeah, I feel like
It is a
to-
50-50 thing.
for polite. Yeah, okay.
As someone who got pregnant and didn't know she was pregnant,
Right.
2 months in, I found out. Like I had like no symptoms. Like I except
Symptoms
for-
like
one
it's
of
a
those
disease.
No,
Except
it
for-
can happen. Can happen.
the only symptoms I had was I was very emotional, and I'm like
Mm.
a very. If you ask this guy over here, I'm very like
Even
give
keel.
zero fucks. You know what I
Even
mean?
kill.
And I was watching TV and crying over the stupidest shit. I'm like, why the fuck am I crying over this commercial that has nothing to do with anything? And so, had my boyfriend at the time not made a joke about me being pregnant, you know, like,
Wouldn't have
you're
even
so
known.
emotional, you must be pregnant.
Same thing happened.
I was like, oh my God. And then, I found out, I went to the doctor and they were like, yeah, you're 8 weeks. And I was like,
Holy
what?
shit,
But I didn't
heartbeat.
have morning sickness. You know, a lot
Yeah,
of girls,
morning sickness.
some symptom, like, and
Pudgy.
I
I'm
always,
holding water. Yeah.
I always assumed because my mother, when she was I only have one other sibling, a sister, and when my mom was pregnant with the both of us, she was very sick. Like, and she would always make jokes like, when you get pregnant one day, you're gonna be sick just like me.
And it never
I never
happened.
had morning sickness or any of that shit. I was pregnant for 2 months and had no fucking idea.
Were you on birth control when it happened?
No, I
Okay.
was very careless. Sure, whatever. I was on various forms of birth control, but then this was a boyfriend. This was a boyfriend that I was with for 5 years.
Saran wrap.
And he never came inside me. This is what
Okay.
I always warn people. Again, another PSA. I say this all the time, and I'm gonna keep saying it because I'm such a whore. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, no, like ladies and gentlemen, like always make sure that you are on birth control or your partner is on birth control because I know a lot. I've met a lot of women, a lot of people that I'm friends with that are like, oh, we just do the pull-out method. I'm like, you're not
Yeah,
on birth
nope.
control at all.
Nope.
And because the
Whoa.
way I got pregnant, even though we were together for 5 years, he never came inside me
Pre-cum.
ever because we were like, oh, I'll just
Pre-cum.
pull out. And that's how I got pregnant. So I
Yep.
always tell people birth control.
That pre-cum is potent, by the way. Potent.
Either
It
that or
is.
live on a fifth floor, walk up and right down the stairs.
Yeah.
Help her up with a coat hanger.
It's so funny.
So
when
here's-
I remember having a scare when I was much younger, and I was like, "Dude, you're gonna push me down the stairs," because I was younger and I wasn't in a financial situation to be able to even
Deal with it?
deal
Think
with
about it?
I was like, "Just push me down the stairs." We went to like a theme park, Six Flags, and I was like, "Let's ride the roller coasters." They tell you if you're pregnant, you're not supposed to ride the roller.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, he and I went 50-50 on that one because it was kind of
See, because mine, and again, I cannot concur enough to what you just said. But there was one time when, let's call it a friend of mine, got a girl pregnant, and they don't say it.
I didn't say shit.
and she was on birth control. So yes,
See? And birth control is not 100%.
Which can happen. It's not 100%.
It's not 100%.
So you better at least have that somewhere in line. Take every precaution that you can, because otherwise, morning after pill in the oatmeal, something. You got to do what you got to do.
I've been wanting to leave him like a fucking mint on the pillow. Like, this is your turn down service with your plan B.
I knew a guy that
take this Advil. It'll help your hangover.
I knew a guy that would put it in his girls' like breakfast fucking protein shakes
I've done it.
or whatever.
I've done it.
Like,
no doubt about it. I've done it.
Yeah.
I used to have it literally. This is so fucking bad shit. Fucking Jack. Anyway, so literally, if you'd have gone in my bathroom, in my medicine cabinet was the morning after pill, and I had like boxes of the shit just because I was paranoid, but also I was sloppy. So you know what I mean. It kind of weighed out. But I mean, there was one time a girl's like, so it's like, so why is there all this morning after pill in your bathroom? I'm like, that's my homegirl. It's like she didn't want her man to know, and she had left it in my house because
you're funny.
Yeah.
The proper response is, why are you so damn nosy? Why are you going through my
Why are
shit?
you going through my
it's more
shit?
like, why are you
looking
going through
for my
my
scripts
shit?
right now? God damn.
Why are you going through my shit?
But
there was a TV show that did that, where like the girl, I can't remember what show it was. She goes through her boyfriend's medicine cabinet and then like misreads the prescription and then throws it at him. Like, you tell me that you were on this, and he was like, "What are you talking about? That's for my gas." And she was like, just kidding.
In real life, allegedly, that's how Charlie Sheen got outed for HIV.
What?
I thought that wasn't how he got
really?
outed.
Oh, well.
I thought he was being like fucking what's it called, blackmailed or whatever.
He was. The girl found out because she was allegedly paid to be there, and then went through his medicine cabinet.
Why did they do that? Why would you do that? I mean, I get why you would do it.
I know the people involved. I mean, allegedly. know the people
Allegedly.
involved.
I allegedly know. I get it. But what I mean, look, okay, here's my thing. All right, maybe it's just me to a certain degree, but I've never been in somebody's bathroom and like felt the need to go through their shit. Like, unless I'm looking
That's just
like, I don't care.
That's
Like,
crossing
unless
the lines, man.
Like anything I need that might be in their medicine cabinet, I can easily go and fucking, hey, you got any Advil? You got some Vicodin, Percocet, whatever the fuck I might need, and hopefully they would be like, yeah, I got that, whatever. If not, who cares? I'm not gonna go digging.
Well, and if you're Charlie Sheen, why wouldn't you pull the label off the bottle?
Yo.
You're still allegedly hiring hookers.
Yo.
First of all, why are you keeping that shit where anybody could find
Hold up.
it? If that's what happened.
Charlie Sheen, why don't you have a guest bathroom, my dude? Like, where the fuck?
Yeah, are you having girls come over to your house? Wait,
you
actually, I
should
do
know better.
girl.
This is the one with the bad linens hanging on the fucking bar. You can use that bathroom. Fuck you.
But wait a minute. If allegedly what you're telling me is true, let's say that this girl that you know did in fact happen to peep his medicine cabinet, let's say, and happened to see this, she must have known. She must have been really smart to have known.
She took a picture and showed it to somebody else. Allegedly.
Allegedly, she took a picture and showed it to.
Allegedly.
Wow, that is so okay.
What? Someone who was allegedly there paid to have sex with Charlie Sheen is scandalous?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you kind of got me on that. I guess you can't really hold them to a certain moral compass if they're paid to have sex with Charlie fucking Sheen.
Allegedly.
Shout out to Charlie Sheen though, because that shit didn't slow him down. Like, I mean, in certain ways, whatever, but it didn't fuck his career up. Like, him having a meltdown, I knew some people that were fucking with Charlie Sheen during the heyday of that shit, and like, he's not really feeling any kind of repercussions of that shit. Obviously, despite the obvious.
Well, he got the Magic Johnson treatment, so.
And that's I mean, lately I've been thinking some things about how that shit's going down. Like, that just how much money. All right, never mind. I'm gonna leave.
How much money do you need to just avoid
what
AIDS?
I'm saying? Where it doesn't fucking matter. Like, I mean, because and if that's the case, how real is it? All right, whatever. Anyway, I have questions.
I made an argument on an earlier episode that herpes might be worse than HIV these days.
I mean, well, it's more common, isn't it? Like 90%. Like 90. You ever watch was Adam Ruins Everything?
Yeah.
I saw a bus roll by. It said 90% of all people have herpes, including like most of the people on this bus. I was like, first off, that's fucked up for you to put on the side of a bus. But you know what I mean? Like, but second, like, damn. I mean, but.
Well, what's fucked up is you can take a viral cocktail or a cocktail these days that will get your viral load to 0. And even on Valtrex, you may still have a herpes flare up.
That's actually true. They do
See?
have, and the only reason why, so they do have a medicine that you can take. It's very huge. I remember finding out about it.
For
'cause
herpes?
I have a lot of gay friends. No, I'm talking about HIV.
Okay.
Where I forgot what it's called. This is gonna bother me, but yeah, it's a pill that you can take that can kind of like it starts with a T.
Curtail the
It
effects.
kind of
The pre one?
yeah, like where
It's
you
like
can't be exposed to it or something.
Wait,
I have to look
Yeah,
at
it's
it.
new. So-
it boosts your immune system so you can't be exposed to the virus.
So what it does is you take this pill daily, and if your body is exposed to the virus, it blocks it blocks the proteins for allowing the virus
Truvada, that's what it's called. Truvada.
and it has a prep
Yo,
H or something.
what a time to be alive.
So I'll
But
tell you.
it blocks, if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong here, Cruz.
I will.
It blocks the proteins from allowing the virus to attach to white blood cells.
So
I may be really wrong.
let me verify.
Once again,
this.
not a doctor.
I like how this is becoming a very very
So medically charged.
educational
Like we got a
fucking-
whole lot of fucking guesses, but
But no, so Truvada, it says you must be HIV negative before taking it. So let's say
Yep.
you take it and then you fuck someone that has it.
right.
The whole purpose is so that you don't. Excuse me. Oh my god. Whew. It says here that in order to take Truvada, you must be HIV negative, just like I said. You must get tested and make sure that you don't already have HIV.
Right.
And then it says, do not take Truvada to reduce the risk of it unless you are confirmed to be HIV negative already.
God damn.
So you have to take it if you want to practice safe sex, basically. So I know a lot of gay guys that take it because
That is nuts.
Yeah.
I do remember too, actually, like a few years ago, this is actually a bunch of years, like I should say like 8 to 10 years ago, there was this kind of fad going around where it was cool to like say you were positive or something. Like it was back when like chat rooms were the shit, and like motherfuckers would be in the chat room, like, you know, gay guys, whatever, bragging like I'm, HIV pos, da 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 da. Like it was cool and shit. I'm like, I mean, but at that time it was still kind of low key a death sentence. So
See,
I don't know how the fuck that works.
And that's
at all.
it's interesting that you're saying that. Like, how people are kind of like, "Oh yeah, I have it," because I know a guy who did a bunch of gay porn, and he has a tattoo. That's like a biohazard. So if in
Right.
the gay community, if someone has,
Is that what that means?
Yeah, the biohazard tattoo means that they're HIV positive. It's kind of like letting other people know, hey, are you positive? Because I am too.
Yo.
Let's get together. So it's kind of like a branding almost.
That is mad scary though. Like, okay, no, and I mean, well, okay, and this is why it's somewhat not a laughing matter, because there are still countries where it is still like an epidemic. Like
most of the continent of Africa.
Thank you, and that shit's it's no game at all. Like they are really still, but you also think about the fact that for the most part, their medical facilities and their medical treatment is borderline in a lot of ways third world in a lot of the country. So I mean, without access, then yeah, it is going to run rampant. Same as what jumped the ocean and got here. What was that?
Ebola?
Ebola.
Oh,
right.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and we knocked it out in like 2 cases in like a week, and then like, but meanwhile, they're still fucking dying like by the like hundreds of thousands over the shit.
Because they weren't lucky enough to be Americans.
I mean, you know, or you know, get no, Dayne.
Want another shot, Dane?
I actually, I'm
Okay, so but since we're on the topic of HIV, did you hear about this though? We're going back to Charlie Sheen. Okay, this article just came out back in June. Apparently, his new girlfriend isn't using a condom with him, and she's not scared that he's HIV positive.
He does have a 0 viral load, from what I've
What
heard.
is it? Wait, first off, what is a 0 viral load?
Like, you can't
And why does it sound oddly fucking inappropriate?
Yeah, I know.
So
He's got a 0 load viral.
what that means is, if you were to test him for HIV right now,
Right.
he would show negative because the drugs he's on suppress it so much that
So does
it's
he
not
have it or doesn't he?
detectable. he technically, if he stops taking the meds,
it'll go.
start replicating again.
How the fuck is that?
Money.
So he's not gonna fucking die like all the fucking little kids and shit
Isn't
that are
Magic
fucking in the
Johnson
hospital.
still alive?
Well, yeah, that's what we're talking about.
He got it in the motherfucking 80s and shit. Wasn't it full blown?
true.
Was it full blown or was it
Yeah.
HIV? I think it was.
It was full blown.
It was full blown AIDS, right?
It was full blown.
It was full blown AIDS, and it's been 20 something fucking
motherfucker's
years.
still alive.
Shout out Magic Johnson. Yo, Magic Johnson. Shout out Magic Johnson. I don't know how the
That's
fuck.
why there's always these conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Like, oh, there's
but,
actually a cure.
you know-
They just don't want to give it, you know?
I'm sorry I'm drinking Jack. So this sounds really clever to me. I never realized how much of a pun that is. Magic Johnson. Come on. That's why he's still alive, because he's got a Magic Johnson. All right, I'm done. Sorry, guys.
Hey,
that's just
Dan,
lowbrow.
You totally beat me to that joke.
Yep.
I was just about to make the same one. So,
I hope it wasn't just me, because fuck.
but speaking of other odd AIDS stories from around the world, there's a community of punks in Cuba that infected themselves with HIV to be punk rock.
Wait, there's a community
Wait.
of punks in Cuba.
What?
There's a punk rock community in Cuba where the punks infected themselves with HIV to be punk rock.
Well, I don't think I don't think they understand how that works. What? That makes no sense at all. I
found out about this before I went to Cuba because one of my friends was like, don't fuck any punk rock girls.
But what does that have to do with like the system or anarchist values or any part of that? That's just basically I guess if you're just trying to demonstrate you're doing self-harm. What? That makes no sense. What? Cuba, what are you doing? Not Gooding Jr., but you know the country.
It's all
but
fucked
also
up.
Gooding Jr. Anyway. Sorry. Very much.
It's just social rebellion against the communist nation.
Which I get, but how could... Okay. By the way, speaking of social rebellion against the communists, actually, I'm going to level that up a little bit. Dictatorship. Yo, are you seeing what's going on in Venezuela? Is it Venezuela? It's Venezuela, right?
Venezuela's going crazy.
Yo! And it's like blatant. And like everybody know, like I watch a lot of Vice. I love Vice. Shout out Vice.
Yes.
Kind of my thing. It's really the only way that I'll even like allow myself to get news, just because it is kind of so detached right now, and it is a little bit more unbiased than most. But I was watching and I was taken aback by just how like this guy is really going to be the next Fidel Castro. It's just going to happen. Everybody knows it. And that's just what it is.
It's crazy to see how easy it is to just become a dictatorship.
Like quickly, but then again, but then again, Donald Trump. Sorry, I just had something in my throat. It was the shot. Sorry, guys.
So about your music, Dane.
So about my music.
Before we go super political.
Yeah, no, let's. Anyway, pump the brakes on that. Yeah. I am really excited about kind of actually where my music is right now. I've been doing this for quite some time, and just side note to anybody that is, trying to undertake that kind of a lofty goal, it is not a quick process. It is arduous as fuck. But recently, I got to go back to my hometown, Chicago, where I grew up, and I got to play a show there. I got to play Spring Awakening in the summer, and I mean, it was so. One of the things that have always kept me grinding was when I was like, in cubicles, in offices, working shitty jobs. I think I worked at a fucking PetSmart stocking for like a while. But one of the things I would do, I would go to the bathroom and I would look in the mirror and I would like just rap to the mirror. I would sing to the mirror and I would just imagine like sea of people. You hear that shit a lot. This last time I played in Chicago, we opened for Keys and Crates. Shout out Keys and Crates. They're fucking awesome, by the way. But I mean, it had to be at least 3,000, 4,000 people, something like that, in this huge park. And it was back home in the moment I said I was from Chicago. Everybody was just like going nuts. You know what I mean? Like exactly. And I'm sitting there like, just don't fuck up. But it was really cool because it was like the culmination of all that shit that you have to fight against your better judgment telling you is not really going to actually happen. You know what I mean? Until it does.
Definitely. And especially being from Chicago, I feel I have a lot of love for Chicago. It is home.
Chi-town, baby.
But I also feel Chicago is super stagnant. It's a city where a lot of people fall into their grind and they stay there.
Yep. Oddly enough that you mentioned that, it's, and I don't want to shit on Chicago necessarily, but in a lot of ways I go back and, you know, there's a lot of people that I know that are still doing the same thing. Like,
yeah, exactly.
The same thing. Like either they're still locked up, they're still working the same job, they're still living in the same situation, whatever it is. And I'll say, you know, something small about, you know, what I've experienced or what I've seen since I left or since I, you know, came to California or whatever. And it just seems like so far out of the realm of possibility. You know what I mean? They're looking at me like, oh, I can't believe you did that. Wow. You know what I mean?
And before you were successful, how many people back home told you, oh, you ain't going to make shit. You ain't going to be shit.
Everybody. Fucking everybody. I invited, for the record, before I made the decision to come, I invited like all of my friends. I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get to California. I'm going to make it happen. You're going to see. You guys should come with me. Nobody wanted to do it. Then, just before I was supposed to move, I got locked up. Right? So,
can we hear that story?
Yeah, I want to hear that.
Hey,
shit.
you said it. I didn't go pull your record.
Fair enough. Let's get into it. So basically, I had a thing with I had a couple of things, but mainly I had a thing with like driving drunk, and I had a thing with like driving recklessly, like on motorcycles and kind of getting into trouble with you know, bad people. But the time that I ended up having to, I think I had to like surrender that time. It was for I got 2 DUIs like back to back, like within a week of each other.
Which is really impressive for Chicago. You generally have to hit something to get a DUI.
Yeah, they really let me go on a lot of shit, and it was, look, I was real young and I was real stupid, but they let me go on a lot of times, and I thought that luck was never gonna run out, but it did, and so I had to like surrender. And I think the last stretch I did was like it was like a month. But I remember thinking, you should say so. It's actually, by the way, I have a book out. It's called A Telling, and this story is all in it. Just FYI, in gory detail. But they had this skylight that they would open up over the rec area. You know what I'm saying?
This is in Cook County?
This is not Cook County. Though I like that you said that. Yes, Cook County. All right, no, this was in DuPage County.
Oh, you lucked out.
Yeah, well, that time, yes. DuPage County, way better oatmeal, by the way, if anybody cares. But they, over the rec area, like the workout area, they had the skylight, and they would open the skylight when we did rec, right? And it was kind of a dick move if you think about it, because like it's like they're letting you see like the planes fly over and shit, but you're locked up. It's kind of like, that's kind of fucked up. I mean, just keep me barred up. If you want to let me go outside, I'll go outside. But like it was kind of fucked. It was kind of shitty. But so I would see these planes fly over, and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna be on one of those planes. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. A week after I got out, I got the fuck like on a plane and I got out. So you know, it's all in how you, I guess, what your perception is.
She only spent like a week.
What's that?
You were locked up for a week?
No, it was like a month.
A month? Oh shit!
For that one, yeah, it was. Yeah, I had priors. so I mean, they judge you. You know, like it's not just that infraction.
You're a habitual offender at that point,
right? And it's like you gotta. After a certain point, they're like, yeah, we don't fucking believe this shit from you. Like, yeah, whatever.
I'll never do it again, Your Honor.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, you know, and it's one. Look, this is like one other PSA I want to give, and again, drunk. So here's the thing: a lot of people in certain, you know, walks of life, urban communities, you know the fuck I'm talking about, nigga. The first thing out of their mouth is, well, once you get in the system, you can't get out of the system. It's so hard to get out of the system because they, you know, you got a F on your record, or you got to deal with all this court and shit like that. Bruh, go to court. Fucking go to work. Pay your fucking fines. Fucking don't let them continue this cycle of bullshit, and you can get out.
Get it expunged.
But mainly go to fucking court. Like, I swear, if I had $1 for every dude that said, oh, well, yeah, you know, I'm looking at, like, I got warrants and shit, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, that's just, all that is you didn't wake up that day to go to court.
Exactly.
That's it. That's all it breaks down to. Like, I mean,
You're making it worse.
Exactly. Like, yes, the system is stacked against you. We know that shit. That is common fucking knowledge. But at the same time, go to court, fam. Get your girlfriend to take you. How hard is it?
Yeah.
Put your best khakis on. Go to court.
Call an Uber.
Call an Uber. Call fucking Lyft. Do whatever. And it's way easier now because you can call Uber. Shit, back in my day, back in my day, I had to take the fucking train, walk. One time I walked to court. Fuck out of here. I'm about that life.
Especially in Chicago winter. Fuck that.
No, Chicago winters. And then actually for that show that I just did, I took my friend there so that she could like shoot some video. Shout out Lolita Diamond, by the way, phenomenal makeup artist. But she comes out and she's like, "Oh, I want to like live in Chicago." I'm like, "No, the fuck you don't." I'm like, "Not for winter." And she's like, "Oh, I don't mind snow." I'm like, No. You don't mind seeing snow. Like, "Oh, I'm in snow. I can make a fucking
I'm a
snow
big bear."
angel."
Woo!
Yeah. Like, but when you live in snow and you have to shovel that shit out of the driveway, you have to scrape your car out of the shit at 4 in the fucking morning. No, don't talk to me about that shit. You ain't ready.
Dibs is a thing for a reason.
Ooh, salt trucks. Come on, get the fuck out of here. No,
For our non-Chicago listeners, what Dibs is during a Chicago winter, if you dig out a spot and you leave a piece of lawn furniture in that dugout spot, it is yours.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
really?
And if you don't honor that shit,
you'll have problems.
Like, motherfuckers will fight you for a parking spot.
Or you'll find your car with a broken window during the middle of winter.
Window, scrape. My homie's car got keyed, and somebody keyed selfish. In the whole side of his car. I was like, fuck, that sucks. But hey, man, you saw the chairs were there. You moved them.
Right. Because people spent hours digging out that spot.
Yeah. That makes sense. Holy shit.
And also, that person that does that probably doesn't get home from work until like 4 in the morning. That's why they do that. Like, if you get home at night or when it's late, then it's harder to find a spot. So that's why you kind of try to claim them so that nobody takes it. And you're coming, like, because they'll get it at like 8, 7 o'clock when nobody's like really parked yet because they're all getting off work, and they get home at 4 in the morning and they're fucked. You know what I mean? So
so they have to do that to keep it.
Because on top of the snow, the problem is the streets get plowed. The snow doesn't go anywhere. They just become bigger and bigger piles on the side of the street.
Exactly. Oh, like 18 feet and shit. Slushy track. Yo, okay, look. there's one common answer that I have whenever anybody asks me, "Hey, why'd you ever move to California, or why'd you get out of Chicago, or whatever?" I'm gonna tell you right now, and I'm not exaggerating this at all, it was the weather. For a year straight, I checked the weather every day in San Diego. Because I was like, there's no way there's anywhere in the country that is 70 degrees in February. Doesn't happen. Doesn't exist. Cannot be. You guys are exaggerating. Fuck that. And literally every day I saw that it was, and that was my deciding factor. Like, period. You don't. It's that bad. Like, it gets into your fucking bones.
Yeah,
makes you mad.
I can only imagine.
Especially if you're poor and you gotta take public trans.
Yo, like your boy, definitely. But I mean, I will say this though: the public transit way fucking better than anywhere in this state. Anywhere, I don't give a fuck. The city, like, period. I can go outside of any bar, of any store, and I can grab an L in 15 minutes in Chicago, no matter what day of the year it is, period. For the most part,
as long as you're not like on the northwest side.
No, yeah, okay, northwest, but that's what,
who goes there?
Nobody goes northwest side. That's what white folks be at. I'm talking about like in this, but basically, if you're in a pinch, if you're drunk, you're way too faded, and stumbling out of the club. Before there was Uber, you could get the L anywhere in the fucking city.
True enough.
You'd be okay.
True enough.
And the main thing is you didn't have to wait 3 fucking hours for it to come. I've tried to catch a bus out here or a train out here, and it doesn't come for like an hour because that's the nice part of town.
Well, and what's fucked up here is the trains stop running pretty much at last call.
Which is like fucking 2.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they stop running at like 1:50.
I'm like, right?
On weekends. It's like, oh, cool. If I'm late to pay my tab, I'm missing the last train.
That's ridiculous. Like, and it's 24 hours, and it's 24 hours, right?
No.
In Chicago, it's 24 hours. In Chicago,
most of the lines, the brown and purple.
Well, you don't want 24 hours on the brown line. That's the south side.
No. The brown line's northwest, but not as far as the blue line.
What goes to the south side? Is it blue line?
Red
line.
and blue. Actually.
Blue, sorta.
Blue goes on to. We're getting way deep.
Sorry.
We're getting way deep. Like,
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I miss it. That's all I'm gonna say. When I was back there, I just, even hearing the L, it's like you never like. That's why people are like, well, you were born in Texas, so why do you say you're from Chicago? I'm like, because I grew up in Chicago. And once you've spent that much time there, you're from Chicago, no matter where you go.
true.
That simple.
Wow. Cheers.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Hey.
We haven't actually done one of those
I'm
this
gonna cling
episode.
to
What the
that.
fuck?
Woo!
The fuck are we doing? Fucking
Waterfall? No, I'm joking. No.
We're not trying to kill you, Dane. You forget
Yeah.
we do this every week.
Yeah, true. And I'm rushing it. I think I'm rookieing it out of here in a little bit.
Don't get too bad. We got like over an hour to go still.
Well, I'm trying to impress y'all. That's what it is. Maybe.
What part of Texas are you from?
Ha ha. Good question. So I was actually born in Houston,
Okay.
and then we moved to Dallas. I lived in Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas was until I was 5, I think, and then we moved to Austin. My majority of my family lives in Austin, Texas.
Okay.
We actually have shout out that we actually have an exhibit in the George Washington Carver Museum. So if you're ever in Austin, Texas, go to the George Washington Carver
cool.
Museum and check out the Alexander exhibit, because that's like my fucking family. We run deep in that bitch. But yeah, so that and then I lived in. Did we live in? Might have lived in San Antonio. I don't know. We were all
All over the place.
I was all over the place, all back and forth. Like, yeah, it was
Nice.
and it was cool. And then even once we moved to Chicago, it was like we would go back home every summer because my
That's cool.
grandparents lived there and they like raised us. So
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I might be going to Dallas this weekend.
oh shit,
My
hey,
best friend moved there.
Rusty.
So-
She might be coming to Dallas. So that's my homie in Dallas.
Oh,
He
nice.
lives in actually. Hold on, it's not Dallas. It's Waxahachie. It's some real country. I'm drunk. Shit. I think it's Waxahachie or Waxahachie or some shit like that in the middle of nowhere, but near Dallas. So there you go. Sorry.
Cruz, if you go to Dallas this weekend, go hit Bob's Chop House.
Bob's Chop House.
And also, it might not sound like it, but I think there's my aunt Winell might be able to tell you better. But Central Market, HEB has this. HEB is the
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. I know it.
HEB is the grocery store chain that's in Texas, and they have something called Central Market, and they do a slow pulled brisket. Yo, if you can find a Central Market, which if you can find an HEB, I'm pretty sure you can find a Central Market. Go there and get the slow pulled brisket. Thank me the fuck later. Promise you that. Yes, delicious.
I also have some barbecue recommendations in Dallas too, but
Barbecue? Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like my favorite part of every time I go to Texas is barbecue for sure.
oh yeah.
Well, and family. I mean,
Yeah.
Bit difficult. Bit difficult.
Meh. Meh.
secondary family first barbecue.
Right? Texas. The best part about Texas is the meats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm just thinking about it right now. Somebody tried to tell me, was it Kansas or Kentucky? Some other southern fucking state.
Kansas City has decent barbecue.
I
but
mean, yeah, but fucking, they were like, oh, this is way better than Texas. I'm like, first off, fuck you. Second off, are you from Texas? No. Then shut the fuck up. You know what you're talking about.
It's
now I'm getting
different.
aggressive.
it's just a different barbecue.
Yeah.
Texas barbecue is much more peppery, much more about beef and
it's more-
sausage.
and also it's more about the seasoning, I think, too. Like, and I only put that together because when you go to the grocery store in Texas, you haven't seen here anywhere in California an aisle of just seasoning. Like
Oh my
and the
God.
entire aisle is different kinds of peppers. Like everybody has something that they made and they, started a line of it or whatever. I mean, but it makes a lot of the difference. Like if you know how to season some meat before you put it on the grill or smoke it or whatever.
Bob's Chop House looks really yummy.
Oh, it's amazing.
I'm looking at it right now, and I'm
That
like,
motherfucking tomahawk ribeye is insane.
P.S. By the way, in L.A., Bloodsoes.
Oh yeah, I fuck with blood.
what
And
in
do you want to know?
LA?
It's
What is
called Bloodsoes. It's on La Brea.
On La Brea, over by Melrose and La Brea.
Yeah. And if you want to know why it's so fucking delicious, it's because the owner is from Texas. That's why. And they have Big Red. You can order Big Red on the menu. Just FYI, it's fucking awesome. And delicious.
Bloodsoes?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bloodsoes.
that's local.
They did a
One in
food
Hollywood.
like a food special on cooking stuff. on, I don't know. I mean, I think it had like weed in it or some shit.
It says slow and low.
Is that
good
Bledsoe's?
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good because too, it's made well, but when you go there, you don't wait at all because it's already made.
Well, I'm looking at their fucking dessert right now, and I'm like, holy shit, the pies.
Change your fucking life. It's really like of all the places that I've been to, and I went to that. What is it, Blues?
Blues is all right.
I didn't like Blues. I didn't think it was that good, like barbecue. You know what I mean?
Have you been to the Horse Thief in Central
I
Market?
have been. The Horse Thief is fire.
Yes.
Like yes, yeah, okay.
That's done by Austin Transplants.
Really?
Yep.
See, it's Texas, man. I'm telling you, they just know what they're doing. No, Horse Thief is fire. I loved Horse Thief when I went there. Bledsoe's is.
I guess Bledsoe's originated in Texas.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, man. Wow.
I'm telling you, just the fact that they have Big Red. Have you ever? Do you know what Big Red is? Am I just
No.
saying? Okay, so Big Red's a pop, and it's like it's not strawberry pop. It's like
Wait, what is that?
That's the tomahawk ribeye from Bob's Chop House.
Oh my
Oof,
god.
that looks
in Texas? Holy
delicious.
shit.
In Texas.
What? That looks so good. I want that.
I got to post it to our Instagram
Is it fine
later.
dining? Is it like an upper?
Yeah, it's an upscale
it's an
steakhouse.
upclass, okay, a steakhouse.
And they have these giant fucking carrots that like the size of a fucking dildo.
It's an interesting frame of reference. I appreciate it though.
I'm trying to see if I have a picture of the carrot.
Did you try it? Never mind. I don't know what I'm asking.
It's a carrot, whatever. It's
Yeah,
a giant fucking carrot.
It's a phallic ass carrot.
It is a phallic ass carrot. It's fucking
So is it just me or okay? From a female perspective,
Yeah.
This is the part where I start to slur just a little bit. So it's just question. Do you go to the grocery store and when you're in like the produce section, because low key every fucking time I'm there, I'm like, yo, that cucumber is like mad large, son, and I'm like I mean, to me, I think that, and I don't know if it's like juvenile or what.
No, because I'll be walking in the grocery store and I'll be in the produce aisle and I'm like, God damn, that's a really big cucumber. You know what I mean?
There's
Like,
the giant
you know?
carrot.
Not
Like,
that
if I
I'm going to
met
do
that
anything
guy-
with the cucumber for the record. However, when I do see it, I'm like, that's pretty fucking big. Okay, what
I
is
mean,
The giant fucking carrot.
that's
Let me
oh,
see.
shit.
I want to see a giant carrot.
That was the other time I went to Bob's.
Oh, that is a big fucking carrot.
It's still the fucking sized carrot.
What kind of steak is that? Is that a porterhouse?
That is their porterhouse.
Fuck, man.
Look at the size of the goddamn fillet on that shit.
That's fucking dope.
Wow.
P.S. Speaking of porterhouse, if you ever get a chance to go to Mastro's.
Oh yeah, Masters.
Yeah.
In
Fire. Get the whatever the biggest porterhouse is. It's so you didn't like it?
It was all right. I went to the one in Vegas. It
I was
wasn't
drunk.
bad.
I was
I have one in
lit.
Beverly Hills.
I was drunk and other stuff.
And other parties.
Yeah. So
Bob's is better. Bob's is definitely better.
Bob's
In Dallas.
I've never even heard of it. But it's a steakhouse or it's a
Yeah,
that's the place that you just said 2 minutes ago because I'm listening. Sweet. Oh,
No, I have sampled barbecue and steaks all over this fine country.
best you ever had. Hands down, best you ever had. No
Barbecue or steak?
barbecue, and you better say the right answer. God damn it.
Fucking Blacks in Lockhart, Texas, just outside
That
of
a
Austin.
boy. I know where the fuck Lockhart is.
For our
I got
listeners.
uncles. I got
For our
aunts.
listeners.
Lockhart's in the country, by the way. Lockhart's like, that's rural as fuck. Rural.
It is supposedly the originator of Texas barbecue.
Supposedly, yes. But, well, technically, it's kind of low-key Austin, I think.
But Lockhart's just
But
outside of
Lockhart's,
Austin.
yeah. Hey, do you remember, like, Buda?
That I
Do
know.
you know where Buda, Texas is?
No clue.
The joke's not gonna make sense, but it's fucking awesome. So I just like the way Buddha, like, because I used to say Buddha when I was, never mind. I used to say Buddha when I was a kid, and it was hilarious. So, but yeah, no, absolutely. I've tried Texas barbecue all over. Well, yeah, mostly all over. Houston, actually, shout out Houston. They have some fire ass barbecue. I really hope they still do. I know that they've suffered some catastrophe. And
Floating fire ants.
who the fuck would have thought that they would have got hit by a fucking hurricane?
Yeah.
Like, when has that ever happened in history?
Couple times.
Has it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not this bad, but a
I
couple
mean,
times.
damn. I just never heard of it. Like, that's nuts. Climate change isn't real, guys. It's all made up by the Chineses, apparently.
I was supposed to fucking dance in Houston too at the end.
Where at?
At the end of the month, I think I was
asking for a
supposed to dance in
friend. Like,
Houston.
where would I go to see something like that?
Oh, it was supposed to be at Scores.
There's a Scores in Houston.
There's a Scores in Houston, and I was
Note to
supposed to dance there, but that ain't happening.
Hopefully it's raised. You know, it's a couple floors up.
Right? No, shout out. I've never even been. I've never been to a strip club in Houston. You want to know what it is though? Because like all my family lives in Texas, so whenever I'm in Texas, the last thing I'm thinking about is like debaucherous.
Of course,
shit.
They're taking you to church
Feel
and
me?
shit.
Like, yeah, like I can't be like, hey guys, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna be there for the family reunion tomorrow. I'm gonna go, tip some strippers right fast.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I haven't been to strip clubs in a lot of places, and I feel like that is doing my existence and my life and not a solid. Like I'm not. It's not fair. Like, not that not that I'm super into strip clubs and like, oh, I just have to live and die by them. But I feel like experiences, right? Like I want to see the fruits of what the world has to offer in that regard. Just to never mind. Fuck it. I'm just saying, hey man. I'm just
There's nothing wrong with it. Tip the ladies.
Not at all. Now, I will say this. Jumbos, you mentioned that there's that one place over by there. What's it called again?
Harvard and Stone.
Harvard?
Yep.
Harvard, yeah.
Harvard and Stone. Yes, I got to go there. But I do not like jumbos.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because, I mean, aside from the gimmick of it all, like, hey, we're like less than great strippers that are stripping for funsies. It's like, yeah, but why would I be here then? I don't know. Is it me? Like, I don't know.
I like going there just for the dive bar.
Yeah, it's okay. Okay, but if that's the case, then I'll go to Sam's. Because Sam's is like,
Sam's all about that booty.
Shout out Sam's
all
though.
about that booty.
But it's
I'm
like
sorry, but it's all about that booty.
But Sam's Hot Brow is like a dive bar, but they're like on that level. They're not like jumbos, like they just started stripping.
Yeah, but the big difference there is I can walk to Jumbo's.
Facts. Yeah, you're like right. Yeah, you're right
True.
up the block. Yeah. I don't know. It always seems like somebody says jumbos after like too much whiskey at the bar. Like, hey, let's all go to. And I'm like, it sounds like a last ditch effort there, buddy.
See, I will never go to Jumbo's while I gotta wait in line.
Yo, is there a line?
Fridays and Saturdays,
Is
fuck
there
yeah.
a fucking
I
line
went
at
on Christmas.
Jumbo's?
I went on Christmas.
First off,
Thinking,
hey, you're kind of my fucking hero right now. I need you to know that. Fucking awesome. But go ahead.
I went on Christmas with my best friend, Kaylani
Fucking
Lay.
better.
She and I went, and there was a fucking line, and we're like wasted already when we got there. Because like our friends were like, oh yeah, come. Actually, Anthony, my old roommate, he happened to be there with some chick. And so we went to go meet up with him, and we're kind of drunk. And I'm like, I am not waiting in this fucking line. And then another girlfriend of mine happened to be inside, and she came out, and then we got to bypass the line.
How long is the line?
It wasn't incredibly long, but it was long enough for me to be like, I'm not fucking
Long enough
waiting
for
in
like,
this line.
but it's small though. It's really small in there.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not a huge venue at all.
I've
by
been
any
there.
means.
I've been there. I think twice. Like twice since I've lived in Hollywood. And once it was like I walked in and walked out. The other time it was like, okay, fuck it. She's trying. I'll tip her. She must have tuition to pay. Like
I literally go there during off hours, and I'm just there to like drink because they do have
because they do have great. Yeah.
It's reasonably priced drinks. I just have a handful of singles. Like the tip light comes on, I throw some dollars at the stage.
There's a
I go back
tip
to
light?
drink. They'll flash a tip light if people aren't tipping.
Shut the fuck up. Do they really?
Yeah,
Is that an everywhere you go thing, or is that just there?
that's just there.
You see what the fuck I mean? No. But do you see what I mean? Like, does that prove my point a little just a little bit?
Oh,
come on.
It means motherfuckers don't understand what they're there to do. Like these girls aren't getting paid hourly. They're living off tips.
True.
So
true. But they always are, aren't they? Aren't you always getting paid off tips if you're stripping?
Well,
Like,
I'm not a stripper.
No, I mean, like
Yeah.
I'm just asking.
Oh, you're asking.
Yeah, not you personally.
Yeah, no.
I just mean, like, isn't that a thing?
I think.
Because
I think at any strip
I
club.
thought
girl,
that. Yeah, you.
But by California law, can you do that?
Can you do
What
what?
if you 1099 them?
Yeah, but
I mean, I'm not a
even with the
legalist.
1099, if you're 1099 somebody, because how LA's
contractor.
minimum wage works now, like
I know for a fact that strippers in LA, in Los Angeles specifically, they have to. I mean, it's like this in Vegas as well. If in order for you to dance, you have to pay a fee in order to dance in the first place. So it's like you're paying money to work. You're paying money to make money.
the stage fee.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm wondering if that's still legal and no one's just complained about it.
I don't know. I honestly do not know.
I don't know that it's legal. Because you don't have
Also, not a lawyer.
But yeah, right. Also, no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But I don't. Yeah, you don't. I don't think you need to have an hourly if you're 1099 because you're private contractor.
Actually, I think that's true. If you're,
But
if
the
you're,
problem is, by
if you're
California law,
considered- if you're considered an independent contractor, what were you gonna say?
if they set your hours, you're no longer considered an independent contractor.
Well, no. At strip clubs, you don't set hours.
Jumbo sets
No,
people's shifts.
Do they really?
Yep, I know someone who dances there.
So do I have to say again?
Because I know other strip clubs where there are no hours. They have like big signs in the dressing room that say it's your choice how many hours you want to work. Like they get to choose when they work.
Yeah, Jumbo sets people's shifts.
Well,
But do I have to?
interesting.
Do I
I
have to
almost
say
wanna look this
again
up
why I
now.
don't really? I don't count that as like a. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. I don't know. I have
It's all
different
good. It's all good.
prerequisites for if I'm gonna go in and waste fucking money, which it definitely will be. I'm aware of that. But my thing is, if I'm gonna waste money on you doing nothing, you better do nothing real fucking well. Like I better really be into the fact that you're doing absolutely nothing for my life.
I did find an article here that says strippers versus club owners in fight over labor rights
What?
in California.
The
See, I may
what
know
is there a
something about that
union?
shit.
Is there a strippers union?
But this is an article from 4 years ago.
Union 69.
It says it says here, according to this article, this woman who started this whole thing, she worked as a stripper in 3 states for 15 years. Strippers say, stop charging us to dance. Like any employee, this woman, her name is Sonia, had set hours, had to be on stage at a certain time and dress a certain
hell.
way.
see that-
And she was penalized if she missed a shift. But like most strippers, Sonia wasn't considered an employee. That's because club owners typically classify strippers as independent contractors.
Yeah. So you can't, but if you're an independent contractor, you can't set hours. You can't set parameters around how they work.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know other girls at other clubs have been charged for late fees for being late for their
Yeah.
shift. Therefore, by California law, I don't think they're considered independent contractors.
Right.
If they wanted to make a stink about it, they probably could. But way to get yourself blackballed from any strip club.
Yeah, like from any strip club, and they all know each other. It's like,
Oh yeah, the convention was just in Vegas.
Real quick, shout out all exotic dancers, strippers, whatever the fuck you categorize yourself as, because I appreciate you. I really do. I need for you to know that you will do a damn decent service for a lot of people, and I appreciate you. That's all I want to say.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just saying. That being said, however, baby, you could do better though. I'm just saying.
Dane
Look,
wants to save you from that life.
Look, I'm just like, look.
Well, I mean, you are recently single, right?
Yes, I am. That's fucking sad. How fucking sad is
Well,
that?
here's an interesting fact.
Fuck's
okay?
sake.
It says here, as independent contractors, strippers' income comes solely from tips. Often club owners' long list of fees take a big bite out of that too. So this one woman, a former stripper in San Francisco who is working on a documentary about strippers' labor rights, she used to pay $5 stage fee, so $5 in order to work for a 6-hour shift, but this was back in 1992. Within months, that fee jumped from $5 to $25. By the time she stopped stripping in 1999, she was paying $200 per shift.
But how much was she making?
It
Doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It
I
says
guess
it's
you're right.
commonplace for
Yeah.
club owners to levy such a fee. And then she says, you should be paid to work. You shouldn't pay to work.
But that's how it's always been, though, right?
Well, yeah, and back in the day, children worked in fucking coal mines.
True.
It says here
True.
that she paid stage fees and more, $80 for showing up late, $25 to dance one song, and $60 for a half hour in a private room. Some strippers also have to pay the DJs and other. Well, I mean, you have to tip the DJs. That's common practice.
Okay, this is one of the things. One of the questions that I've always had whenever I go into a strip club, and whenever I meet anybody that's in that industry. Why is it that there is even a stage fee? So what are you paying for? Is it just the use of the stage? Because in my opinion, I don't feel like the use of the stage puts the club owner out more than you having to do what you do.
Well, it's just the club owners taking money any way they can get it.
Right. Well, exactly. But I don't know. It's like it's hard to justify that. Like, I mean, I get it. You own a spot, so you can say whatever the fuck you want to say, and they just either can deal with it or they cannot. But it's kind of fucked up because you're like, damn, you're really asking somebody to come in here, like on the worst days sometimes of their lives, and still like do a certain service for somebody, and you're telling them, and also I'm gonna take this money from you, but also there's no reason why I should taxes. Fuck. Never
But here's
mind.
the thing.
Same shit.
They're still making money off alcohol sales.
Yeah, right.
In clubs that sell alcohol.
True.
I mean, I can kind of understand stage fee in a juice bar.
They can't sell alcohol, and if you get fully nude, right?
No.
Even if they
Yeah,
get topless in California.
Yeah, in the state of California, and
Even if they
even
get
in Las
topless,
Vegas.
shut the fuck
in
Chicago. I miss you
in
so much.
In Las Vegas and in California, you cannot
No.
do fully nude if there's alcohol. So if
In
there
Las
is
Vegas?
yeah, in Las Vegas.
Are you sure?
In Las Vegas proper, the Palomino in North Las Vegas, shout out Drew,
Does that
is full nude, full bar. They're grandfathered in there. The only club in
Crazy Horse 3?
No,
Does that count?
the Palomino.
The Palomino. Okay.
My boy
Shout
Drew's
out.
the director of marketing there.
What up,
Shout out
Drew? Holla at me next time I'm in
Well,
town,
I
please.
just headlined a club in Las Vegas this past weekend, and it was a fully nude club with no alcohol.
Yeah. No, Palomino's grandfathered from.
Yeah.
Everyone
but,
else is either full nude, no booze, or
Topless.
Oh.
with booze.
Topless with booze.
I've never. You know what? I'm so lit in Vegas when I go to a strip club. There's no way I would have noticed that.
Yeah.
Like,
well, because if you think about it, that's the city that never sleeps. So you could roll into a strip club at like 4 a.m. because a lot of clubs out there
Yeah.
stay open. Like
I know
They don't close.
they don't
totally.
close.
Yep.
And so a lot of people will roll in. Like the club that I danced at, they close usually at 6 a.m. And
Okay.
that's because people that are drunk, their after party is they'll go to the clubs and stuff, and then they'll already be wasted, and then show up to the strip club.
yeah.
Let's go to a strip club, but they're already wasted because they'd been partying all night, and so it gets kind of busy like around 2, 3 in the morning, and then they close.
I had
at
a
6 or 7.
I had a favorite strip club. This was a few years ago in Vegas. It's not open anymore, and I'm saddened every time I go back there that it's not. It was called Seamless. Does everybody remember a club called Seamless?
Nope, but I lived in
That
Vegas.
sounds very familiar.
Okay, so what it was a strip club until fuck, I might be getting this wrong. Berto, shout out Berto, let me know if I'm wrong. But I think at 3 a.m, it turned into like a regular club. But the strippers would not go home. They would just stay at the club, and they would just kick it at the club like regular people. And it was the coolest thing.
I'm looking at it right now.
Is it? Did you find it?
Yeah,
It's something else now. It's something crappy now.
It's permanently closed, but it says
Yeah.
Seamless Club nightclub in Las
They
Vegas.
permanently closed it. That's so sad.
Yeah.
I feel like that story should be topped off with hashtag strippers or people
Like,
too.
damn, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, what? Where did they go?
I guess this is across the Orleans Hotel, but yeah, wow, it looks nice.
Yeah, no, it was
looking
big.
at
It was
the
dope.
pictures.
It was a cool concept because you were like, for all those guys that wanted to try and smash a stripper, like you had a shot, sort of low key. I don't know, but I liked it, and then they closed it, and now.
Did you ever take a stripper home from there? That smile says yes. You're single now. You can tell the story.
So I went to Vegas. I went to Vegas on a one-night run by myself. No one else.
Oh shit.
And
Riding
those are always the best because you can get away. Like Vegas is one of those things. Like it can either be like 10 grand or it can be $100. It just depends on who you're with and how you like kind of plan it out. This is one of those like I think I spent like $200 or some shit kind of Vegas trips. Just came in, came out, and in fact I did, and it was the worst thing ever. For the record, G move. Not trying to like blow anybody out, but if you're ever in Vegas, you don't even need Seamless. If you're just at like some other strip clubs that I won't name names, you could easily just, if you don't suck at who you are as a person, you could easily just be like, hey, so what's up? How much will you make in the next 3 hours? And why don't I match that and you just come spend 3 hours with me? It's not that fucking hard. They will think about it. They will look at you and be like, I mean, well, okay, if you want to do that, like it happens. But anyway, whatever. That's a side note. As a side note, whatever, you're welcome. But
You're welcome if you're well-to-do.
you know,
That is not a poor man's play.
that is no. You need to at least have your outfit right. But the thing is, though, so at Seamless, yes, I did. It was not a good experience because
Do tell. Come on.
so she's like, we should go in the.
Come on, give us some lead up here.
All right, so I go to the place. I go to the place with some friends, and I tell them, "Oh, it's gonna be dope. You're gonna love it." They did not love it. I did. They left, and I was like, doing my thing. Fuck you. So she's. I meet this girl. She's. I'm into her, like in that way or whatever, as much as I can be into her. She's like, "Hey, we should just go in the champagne room." I'm like, yeah, but I'm not fucking stupid, nor am I new. So this is what we should do instead. Instead of me paying, fucking half of what I would pay you to your fucking club, why don't we dip the fuck out of here? I got a hotel room not fucking far, and we can figure it out from there. Now, all of this was just on a whim. It was not like I was in that position where I knew it was going to work. It was just, fuck it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I didn't lose shit. And it worked. She was like, fuck it, then let's fucking go. It would normally, like, I would have, and kudos to her. Destiny, shout out you, Destiny, because you are the truth. She's like, well, I would have waited until you were like not paying attention, and I would have charged you for several dances anyway. So it would be about like X amount of dollars. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just pay you that. Let's run it. Meanwhile, we leave, get to the hotel room, and it was okay. I don't know if this is a common occurrence or what, but there was like a chaperone, so to speak, like a guy that like made sure she was okay type of shit or whatever that I didn't know about. Like I just thought she was a dancer and that was what it was, and we were cool.
Right.
And that was not the fucking case. And so we pull in, blah, blah, we're chilling, we're kind of talking in the car, and like another car pulls in and it's mad suspect, mad sketchy. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, yo, you know what? Maybe we should like go into. She's like, oh no, that's so and so. She's like, no, that's so and so. I'm like, the fuck do you mean? Like, no. She's like, well, he's just here to make sure that. Oh,
make sure you're a gentleman.
But she see you say it like joking, but that's really what.
I know.
How do you know?
Because I've done that job.
Yeah.
Same. I've also been in that position. But whatever. Point is, I was like, I didn't know how to react to that, and I kind of got weirded out about it because that wasn't the point. You know what I mean? That wasn't what it was supposed to be. Whatever. It turned out I just talked to her for a little while, and I was like, hey, you know what? Second thought. Not kind of my bag, blah, blah. And he was like, he came over and tried to like strong arm me and shit. And it was like a situation.
Well, yeah, because you got him out of wherever he was.
Right,
so.
wherever he was. Plus, it was like her time or whatever. I'm
right.
like, yeah, but she didn't do nothing. He's like, it doesn't fucking matter. And I'm like, yeah, but it fucking does. And you're not going to tell me it doesn't. And it became like a whole kind of thing. Long story short, nothing happened. And, I chipped her off half of what she asked me for, and I moved on. And that's the whole story. I don't want to talk anymore about this at all. Shit. Hey, everybody.
Sometimes sketchy shit happens in Vegas.
Sometimes sketchy shit happens on the way to Vegas. Fuck Barstow, by the way.
Oh, God.
Is Barstow any good for anything
No.
other than being somewhere you stop and get cigarettes and
Or
in and out?
You need to
And
go
piss.
pee. Yeah, and pee.
Piss.
And
exactly.
Pee. Yep.
Whatever. Fuck you, Barstow. I love y'all, Barstow, though. Like, if y'all are down to buy my next record, please do.
Talk to your local club if there is one. Book Dayne. He'll come play Barstow.
Book me out. I will play Barstow. I will cut out real quick to go to Vegas, but
The Barstow Rager.
Hey, everybody, I'm playing in Barstow. Who the fuck cares? No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that, Barstow. I'm drunk.
I'm playing Alienware Jerky. Or is that Baker?
Oh, yeah, no, that's Baker.
Yes, Baker. That's Baker.
Barstow is the shit. Like, it's
Yo.
shittiest. The shittiest fucking place to stop.
Barstow sucks. I will tell you what sucks worse. Anything in between here and the Bay, and this goes back to what you said earlier. Fuck everything between here and the Bay, like between here and Monterey, because it's all bullshit. There's no purpose for it except to be a speed trap. It's just to catch you up speeding.
Yep.
Fuck them. There's no stores. There's like gas stops and shit like that, but there's no stores. There's no nothing until you like get the fuck out of. I'm sorry. I'm so bitter.
I take it you got some speeding tickets.
I got one.
Well, because like the cops are the worst in Vegas,
Yo.
and like on the way to Vegas, I got a speeding ticket.
True story.
Going to in Victorville. In Victorville, I got stopped.
Victorville,
oh no!
too.
In Victorville, I got stopped. A cop came behind me. I didn't realize it was a cop, and he was tailgating me. And I'm like,
that's illegal, by the way, officer.
what the fuck? So I didn't notice
Proven
the
in
lights.
court.
I didn't notice
Right.
the lights at first. I thought it was just a civilian fucking behind me. So of course, and we're
Civilian.
like in traffic. So of course I speed up a little bit. So now I'm tailgating in the car in front of me.
you. Did he pull you for scope?
All of a sudden I see lights and I'm like, that was a cop behind me. I was like, what the shit, man? Like you were totally fucking riding my ass. That forced me to ride the guy in front of me's ass. And then he tried to get me for like speeding and tailgating.
Wow.
I'm like, whatever, man. And then like,
Did you get out of it? Please tell me you got out of it.
I don't fucking remember.
I feel
This
like-
was so many years ago when I used to live in Vegas. But the cops in Vegas are fucking assholes, man. Like I had a buddy that was
Agreed.
driving like barely 5 over the speed limit in a fucking like residential neighborhood, and the cop pulled him over and gave him a ticket for speeding.
Now, when you have 3 feet of hair, it's even worse. It's even worse. And this is what I'll say. So so I got a $500 ticket on the way back from Monterey. Shout out Rocky Russo, my manager. Love you, Rocky Russo.
Monterey, California?
Monterey, California. Yes,
Shit.
I went there for my best friend / brother / manager's fucking wedding.
No shit.
And I'm on my way back, and I got caught speeding. And they sent me the ticket. Of course, they sent it to me like within a week. You have to pay it in a week. I'm like, you couldn't send it to me with a month to pay it, you fucking pricks. But whatever. So they sent me the ticket. Ticket's $499, right? And I'm like, okay, that makes no sense. Like, okay, it's a speeding ticket, but whatever. I look, this motherfucker wrote me up for going 85 and a 55. That's 30 miles an hour over. Fuck you. It was a 65, and you know it. Now, if he'd have wrote it up for going 85 and a 65, it would have been a little less. But he didn't do that because he knew I'm in the middle of fucking nowhere, and there's no way this guy's going to show up for court and fight this fucking ticket. So I'm going to write it for as much as I possibly can. And I didn't even look at it. To his credit, he was at least polite. But why the fuck is that like a fucking thing? Like, oh, I'm so glad that he didn't fucking treat me like a racist piece of shit cop.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want to get into that. But cops can be that, apparently. So I hear cops can get pretty racist. Hey, black people, watch yourselves.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't feel like this is a new development. I just feel like it's a better
More
televised
footage.
development.
More footage. Like, and that was the first thing I said. And I get, look, so a lot of my music can be borderline. I mean, if you decide, and I hope that you guys do, please do, take a second to actually listen to the lyrics. There is a lot of political subtext or socio-political subtext. And I had to slow that socio-political down. Like, can I get it out without fucking it up? All right. But, like, at the same time, like, people are asking me, like, oh, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I'm like, okay, here's the thing. First off, it's not new. Like none of this is new. It's just that for the longest time, it was discounted as, well, that's what criminals get. You're a criminal? Fuck them. Fuck them. They're criminals. They're criminal scum. And you put them in that category, and it's easy to justify whatever treatment they get.
I mean, but it's super fucked up because we're in America where you're innocent until proven guilty.
Says who?
The Constitution of the United States.
Yeah, you're right. But
It's on paper.
Yeah, they forget that shit real quick. Cook County. You mentioned it. Cook County. Have you been to Cook County?
I have no criminal record, sir.
Okay, good. See how the wait. None at all
None at all.
in your life. Speeding ticket.
That's not criminal.
Oh, okay. Fight.
No criminal record.
What the fuck?
I'm all about being faster than the other guy.
I had a criminal record at 17.
Oh my god!
Like easily could not have avoided it. And that's where I take issue. All right.
Well, I allegedly just didn't get caught.
Fuck that. No. Okay. Maybe you were so dastardly fucking mad scientist smart that you were like, fuck it. I had all my T's dotted and my I's crossed.
No, I just ran faster than other people.
Fuck! I'm black, fam.
Yeah, no, I hang out with fat white kids.
Okay, all right. I'll give you if you were fast, but I'm fast. I'm real fucking fast, and I'm real fucking.
But the problem is, what's the company you keep fast to?
But it doesn't matter because I'm faster than they were. Okay, look, this is how I'm gonna say it. There is more of a likelihood. There's more of a likelihood that if you're of a certain pigment for the longest time, that would probably mean that it would the consequences of your actions wouldn't yield a certain result. So if you were fucking Rodney, you were going somewhere, Rodney Jackson, that fucking, Thomas fucking, I don't know a white name, Smith was not going. And it doesn't matter how egregious the crime was or whatever. I mean, what really got me was not even like Philando Castile, shout out, fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like half of the atrocities that happened didn't even really get me. What really got me was that one kid that fucking raped that girl.
Wait.
Pool team, and his dad wrote a fucking letter.
Oh, that bullshit.
Yeah. What was it? Somebody find his fucking name because I want to say it out. I want to say it out loud.
Stanford.
Yeah, the Stanford kid.
Yeah, I want to kill that kid.
His dad fucking wrote a letter. His dad wrote a letter, and the judge says, "Well, it was a compelling. Fuck your compelling letter. Fuck you." That right there
Brock
was like
Turner. That fucking.
There you
asshole.
go.
Yep.
There you go. Fuck you.
We don't want to ruin his
guy.
future.
From the bottom of the worst parts of my shit. Fuck you, Brock Turner.
I mean, and the fucked up part about Brock Turner is the only reason he wasn't actually a rapist is because two good Samaritans fucking stopped him.
Exactly. Exactly. But okay, now imagine that was anybody Mexican. Anybody
that wasn't white.
Anybody
Anyway, it wasn't well-to-do in white.
Well-to-do in white,
him and his
correct.
white
and it wouldn't have mattered who stopped him. He would have still been a fucking animal and blah, 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 blah. And it's
Brock
lucky they stopped
Turner
him.
is an animal.
Oh, absolutely. I saw his fucking
If
face.
I ever
Fuck
saw
your
that
curly hair.
motherfucker in the street, he better fucking watch himself.
Allegedly.
Okay, allegedly, if this piece of shit did what this piece of shit allegedly fucking did.
Oh, no, he was convicted. He did it.
Oh, that's right. He was fucking convicted.
We don't have to say allegedly.
He just got fucking probation, yo.
They dumbed down his consequences, these motherfuckers.
Right. We could say he fucking did because he was convicted in a court of law.
He got 6 months in jail.
What Cruz does to him.
Fuck you, Brock Turner.
What Cruz allegedly does to him has not happened.
Wow.
Yeah, allegedly.
Well,
allegedly.
Wow. How is that okay?
It's not. It is not. 6 months for ruining that girl's life.
God damn it.
It really makes me angry.
Forever.
And meanwhile, the same people, because at the time when this was going on, everybody was getting pissed off at fucking Kaepernick for not fucking, for kneeling.
Fuck,
and I'm
I hate that
y'all
shit
are getting
too.
pissed off at a football player for taking a knee, which is his right?
Exactly.
But yet you're not pissed
Nonviolent
off
protest.
that this fucking dude only got 6 months in jail for raping a bitch? Like, get the fuck out of here. You guys have to, what?
Oh, and the bigger deal about Kaepernick is the fact of the matter is, up until a couple of years ago, football players weren't even on the field during the national anthem.
Thank you.
Until the military paid for them to be patriotic.
And does anybody? And for the record, I kind of want to clear this up for any dumb shit ass fucks that don't really get it. Has anybody ever heard the other couple of verses in the national anthem? Anybody aware of that? The full song.
I used to sing the national anthem.
Yes, and everybody does. But
is there a missing?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay,
yes,
okay.
They cut out like 2 of the fucking verses of that fucking song. The 2 verses that they cut out, and everyone knows this. And when I say everyone, I don't mean just black people talking shit because they want all lives to matter, which is fair, whatever. But because it actually is, that's what it is. And it is a proponent in a lot of ways
Go ahead.
of slavery.
Can I just
But
read
that's
this?
where the
Read
country,
it. Read it.
That's where the
Please
country
read it.
was at the time of writing.
But yes, well and good, all well and good. But to ask someone who was not included in that writing process to support the message that came out of that writing process is not only asinine, it's just unfair by any
I
stretch
don't
of the
disagree at all.
Like, but that's the thing. People are like, okay, who cares what else it says? That's not what we're saying. I'm
But
like,
even if you were part of that brain process, if you agree with it, this is the land of the free. You are
Exactly.
free to fucking take a knee.
And that's the thing that pisses me off. A lot of people get pissed off about it. But however, back to the Star Spangled Banner.
The Star Spangled Banner, ladies and
There is
gentlemen.
fucking 4 whole verses that are not part of the song. So where it ends, or the land of the free and the home of the brave, right? It goes on the shore dimly seen through the mists of the deep, where the foe's haughty host in dread silence reposes. What is that which the breeze or the towering steep, as it fitfully blows, half conceals, half discloses? Now it catches the gleam of the morning's first beam, in full glory reflected now shines in the stream. Excuse me. 'Tis the star-spangled banner, oh long may it wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And then it goes on. And where is that band who so vauntingly swore that the havoc of war and the battle's confusion, a home and a country, should leave us no more? Their blood has washed out their foul footsteps' pollution. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight, or the gloom of the grave. And the star-spangled banner in triumph doth wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. And then the last verse, O thus be it ever when the freemen shall stand between their loved home and the war's desolation. Blessed with victory and peace may the heaven rescued land. Praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must when our cause it is just, and this be our motto, in God is our trust. And the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Now let's break that shit down. If some of you are not adept at breaking down poetry, basically that just justified not only capturing but also probably brutally punishing or perhaps killing those that are in servitude or bound in chains, aka slaves. And it's not necessarily in detriment, it's a proponent of such acts because that's part of the fabric of what we were at that time. And I get that. That's fine, whatever. But you cannot fault a person for when they take issue with Robert E. Lee statues getting torn down, or not feeling full and wholeheartedly that the Star-Spangled Banner represents them as a human being. Like, and then to say, oh, well, fuck you, shut up, you're just trying to do this for whatever you're trying to do this for, and try to then methodically break down this person as a character, as a human being, but also as a sports figure. Like, what? At what point do you start to think, wait a minute, how the fuck is this even right?
It's not. If he sucked on the field, criticize him for that.
Thank you.
You are paying him millions to play a fucking game.
Yeah.
If he
Thank
sucks
you.
at playing the game, criticize him for that.
Thank you. Exactly.
If he's not doing anything criminal, it don't fucking matter what it is. His personal
Exactly.
time.
He can believe whatever the fuck he wants to believe, and that's fucking fine. So says anybody who supported Tim Tebow, you motherfucking hypocritical bastards, who took a fucking knee to fucking pray to a God that, for the record, I'm sure some people do believe in, but not everyone does. And it was deemed as, hey, you know what? Speak your voice. That's fine. We're not gonna not hire you. Didn't he go to fucking war?
No, Tebow didn't go to war.
The other guy did. But either way, it wasn't treated as we can't hire you because of what you did based on your religious beliefs, which are even more controversial.
What's crazy is if Tebow was a militant atheist, he might not get hired.
No, he definitely would get hired. Speaking of militant atheism, so hey guys, funny story. So sorry, I have to.
No need to apologize.
So last weekend, I am not right in the head. I had definitely dealt with some issues.
What issues? Are these related troubles?
This isn't issues that I've told you, but this is other issues that I have not yet told you.
Do tell.
All right, let me get there first. All right, so first of all, I was told But I was having a heated debate, and it wasn't an argument, and I never argue about these things because you can believe what you want to believe, and I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. My only contention, or my only thing is that you don't attempt to try and make me believe what you believe, and I won't try to make you believe what I believe or whatever the fuck, or what I can prove. Anyway, point is this. So we were having a conversation, and the conversation came to, well, I know... Sorry. I know that this is what happens because I've seen it. Like, ghosts and shit. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't
not really
apologize.
my thing. But like ghosts and shit, like I know because I've seen it. And I'm like, okay, but yeah, you're talking about your eyes though. And I mean, like, are your eyes like as good as a microscope though? Like in general, like are your eyes as like can they process information the way that a microscope can?
When I'm on acid.
Yo, seriously, or mushrooms? For the record,
I feel like I just derailed your story, but
for the record, if you've never I don't want to endorse. I would never be the kind of artist that endorses drug use.
Allegedly.
Unless you've tried drugs, in which case you already know what the fuck I'm talking about. But mushrooms are kind of the shit. Like they are kind of really the shit. Like if you've ever have you guys ever been on mushrooms, or is it just me?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so have you ever looked up at the night sky on mushrooms, like the stars? And is that shit not a kaleidoscope?
I
stars
feel
and shit?
like when I've done mushrooms outdoors, because I only like to do it outdoors. I don't like being cooped up in a place. Outdoors, and I feel like I'm in a wonderland. Like
Right?
especially at night, and I'm like, oh my god, there's a castle in the distance. And
Like,
I'm
this is
in a
actually
wonderland, like in
happening.
a fucking wonderland. Yeah.
It's good shit. So they're telling me like blah blah. I'm gonna watch me get it back. Watch. They're telling me no. Well, I seen this. I heard this. I was in my house and I heard a knock at the door or some shit. And I'm like, yeah, but when you talk about like things that record sound and things that record like, visual representations of what we see, like I would never be like, oh well, fuck this gauge. What'd you hear though? Like I just
Are we talking about EVPs here?
I mean, caveat if there is such a thing.
Because I have a story to share. If we're gonna
please run it.
No, I want to hear it finish. I want to hear you finish your
So
story, and then I'll share mine.
My only thing was I was like, okay, it's not the be all end all to the argument when you can say that you've seen or heard something, because like what our brain perceives through like our eye holes and our ear holes is broken down by our subjective conscience.
yeah, I mean, reality is pretty much all what we agree upon.
Right. He got it. Thank you for that. But the point shit. The point is that you can't expect me to look at something as an observation of what it was as it passed through your subconscious as, oh, well, okay. Well, if you say so, that must be fact. No way to disprove that shit. No, it's not. That's not how it works. All I'm saying is you may have seen something, and that's fine for your personal truth. Keep that. Hold your personal truth. Play with your kids' toys. I don't give a fuck. That's fine. Whatever you like to do is fine. But that does not, without a shadow of a doubt, mean any fucking thing to anybody that tests anything for a living and finds results. It's a scientific process. By the way, I'm just saying, right? I don't know.
Maybe that's the thing about the scientific process is that it can be recreated by an independent party.
Thank you. Whereas I don't have to see what you saw. I can test this and check this and come up with my own whatever. Okay.
And come up with the same result that you did.
Exactly. Consistently, and then we're good. Then we have something that we can go on. And for the record, not to be unfair, until you can show me that kind of data, to expect me to accept it on bad evidence, which is to say faith, is not realistic. Like I mean, why would I ever do that?
I mean, not even faith. Two people go on anecdotal evidence. Like, I have a friend that this happened to.
And that's enough. And that's enough for them to be like, yo, shit, yo, Ghost, my nigga Ghost, Casper and shit. You're right, son. Did the wind blow and the blinds shook? Crazy. Nuts, fam. I'm just saying that's it.
So you're saying you don't believe in ghosts, you do believe in ghosts.
Okay, so this is where it gets weird. All right, look, no, I don't, and only because if so, okay, and none of your fucking not you specifically, but none of everyone who has this argument's hearsay. None of the I have this story this one time when the door flew open. None of you take all that shit the fuck away, and it's like, what do you have to show evidence for what you're suggesting? That's all I'm saying. And here's my thing. If I'm gonna believe in ghosts, safe to say, I believe that there's an afterlife. Safe to say, I believe there's a higher power. If I believe there's a higher power, safe to say, I would fight, die, kill, bleed for that higher power. Now,
and plenty of people do.
And they do.
Yeah.
And they do on absolutely no evidence. And this is what I'm gonna say.
Well, because for them, previous generations told them that's what's up. And when you're young and you don't know how to question anything, what your parents tell you might as well be the word of God.
The word of God, exactly. Now, that being what it is, that's fine. But the problem comes in when you try to square it with your own morality. And this is where I personally have an issue.
Right.
If I can't justify it enough to not give a fuck about dying, because obviously we're still fucking here.
Right.
So who gives a shit?
Right.
Or B, it cares about every single one of us, so then I should fight for it. Well, then therein lies the issue. Like, I can't just blindly follow what somebody told me was true because they saw it once in a fucking pool of water. Are you serious? Are you kidding? Like, body of Christ, it's a cracker, bitch, and you know that.
Yeah.
People
know
see
that. Joel Osteen, you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
People see fucking Jesus in potato chips. Come on.
Like in a dog. I've seen a meme, and I can't even be mad at it.
My God.
The shit looked like Jesus in a dog's asshole. Like, it would look like Jesus. Okay.
Oh my God.
Which doesn't even actually look like Jesus because Jesus isn't white.
Oh, you just became my best fucking friend. Shit. Yes. Okay. Now, this is where I take issue and where science kind of, I feel like, detaches from folklore.
Stop it right fucking now. Stop it right fucking now. When you said Jesus in a dog's butthole,
yes, and you found it that quick because that's how ridiculous it is. All right.
That is retarded.
I mean, I thought I found God in an asshole before, but that's literal.
So this one time, I'm fucking this shit. Never mind. All right. So now there's a popular thought that, all right, if you stop asking questions and you just believe that there's something there for you, and I'm like, okay, cool, that's all well and good, and I would love nothing more to accept that because you said so and you're a really trustworthy person, but
then you stop taking responsibility for your own life.
Exactly. And also, what about the it's got to be millions of children that have died unnecessarily with no fucking justification because of cancer, because of fucking AIDS.
Not even that. Just starvation.
Yeah.
Starvation, which no one chooses to pay any attention to, but whatever. Starvation, malaria,
right?
Like car accident. And then it's like, okay, so why would that happen? Oh, well, God has a plan. That's a fucked up plan. I'm so sorry, but that's a fucked up plan.
Well, yeah, God's plan was he was bored playing SimCity, so he hit disaster mode.
Right? Like what? So you're telling? So hold on. God in His infinite in His, and by the way, His couldn't be her. Whatever. Okay, fuck it. We'll
technically, if God gave birth to everything, does he have a gender, or is he?
I kind of feel like it
he have both genders?
Hermaphrodite.
Yeah, he's
hermaphrodite. Like really wise like
God isn't
super fucking all knowing hermaphrodite.
God isn't it because it gave birth without another party.
An int moot. So
it is both genders. God is both genders.
so
Oh, man.
so you're telling me that
This is where we get banned from iTunes.
this is where it's gonna get. This is gonna go downhill. But in its infinite wisdom, this all-knowing being said, "Okay, fuck this guy. This naked couple that decided to fuck each other and each other's kids until humanity became a thing. Fuck that.
Oh no! After they ate the apple.
After they ate a fucking apple. Like, bitch, don't make apples delicious, but whatever. I get it. Sure, it's a test. Fucking, me personally, I feel like it could have been a plum.
How bored is God if he's just
How
like...
bored is God? In an apple? In a fucking apple?
He's going to give you a talking snake.
Like-
there are 2 people at a talking snake.
Yo.
This is the 3rd person who can talk.
Yo, have you ever seen that? Have you... this is getting way out there.
33% of the people who can talk, one of them's like, yo, eat this.
Yo, eat this shit. Yo, eat this shit. And wait. The first thing you're gonna worry about is clothes, my dude. Like you're gonna wanna cover your genitals because of this fucking apple. If I ever heard, okay, in all fairness, if somebody ever came to me and they were like, yo, fam, nigga, come here. This green apple though, like I know you had apples before, but if you eat this apple, nigga, you're gonna need clothes. Like you're gonna not want anybody to see your dick. Fair enough. I would try that apple just to find out if it's true.
And refresh my memory. Did the snake come first? Like, was the snake made before Adam and Eve?
You
You went to Catholic school. Come on.
I did go to...
Snake came first. I'm pretty sure snake came first.
Yeah, because it was Adam and Eve in a garden,
Yeah.
in the Garden
The
of
apple
Eden.
was there.
And the apple was there. And then
He thought about it, but
yeah,
the snake tempted him
The
to do
snake,
it.
no, the snake tempted Eve.
Eve.
Right, but I'm just saying.
Wait,
like,
what did the snake tempt Eve to do? Wait.
She said, "Take the apple, eat
Right.
the apple."
So the snake told Eve? No, because it didn't. Was
because
Eve?
I think
Eve original sin?
Didn't yeah?
Eve was
God
original-
God
that's
said not
fucked
to
up.
touch anything in the Garden of Eden.
And Adam was like, "Oh, I got you."
and then the snake told Eve, "Come on, you know you want that apple."
Why
But
did
here's
tell
the thing.
Eve?
If the snake was there first, so they come into existence, the
Okay, let
talking
me
snake
verify
is already
this.
there. So
Yeah.
it's like your parents.
And there aren't even snakes like at this point.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The snake was made
It's like
first.
your parents. Yo,
'Cause-
damn. Yo, is a snake like your fucking mom and dad? son?
Right, because the snake
But why would
existed
it tell
before
you
you.
to do the wrong thing?
Your parents tell you the wrong shit all the
They
time.
do tell you the wrong shit because they did it too. Look, for the record, hey, look, just FYI, everybody listening right now, your parents fucked like nastily.
Well, that's how you got here. They fucked you
Yo,
into
fam,
existence.
like they did some fucked up shit and they got away with it, and then didn't have abortions or none of that for you.
Your
so.
father raw dogged your mother. Raw dog.
That's
He
what
blew a
happened.
load inside your mother.
and didn't even try. Did he?
Okay, so
I'm so sorry.
it says the first man and woman are in God's Garden of Eden, where all creation is vegetarian and there's no violence. They are permitted to eat all of the trees except for
Fucking
one, the tree of the knowledge
Yes,
of good and
yeah,
evil.
the tree of knowledge.
The woman is tempted by a talking serpent to eat the forbidden fruit and gives some to the man who also eats it. Contrary to popular myth, she does not beguile the man who appears to have been present in the encounter with the serpent. God curses all three: the man to a lifetime of hard labor followed by death, the woman to the pain of childbirth,
What's the snake get?
and to subordination to her husband, and the serpent to go to on his belly and suffer the enmity of both men and women.
Isn't the serpent supposed to be the devil though? What does he give a fuck if he's got to be in his belly? The fuck?
God then clothes the nakedness of the man and the woman who have become godlike and
there's
knowing
where the clothes come
good
in.
and evil
'Cause
from
now
the
they see
garden,
it.
lest they eat the fruit of a second tree, the tree of life, unmentioned up to this point, and live forever.
But on like typical
they
Bible
need to-
story, like in the creation of the world, man was created on the 6th day, right?
Yes, and on the 7th day, no,
On the 7th day, he rested.
yeah, and the 7th because he needed a break. All knowing, all being, fuck.
He's like, man, I need a nap.
like, spent, guys, light and fucking human life. Whoa, heavy.
Because on like day 3, he created weed, so he was token the rest of the time.
Yeah, it was sage. Yo, sage Jesus. Anyway, that's a
But
Old bit.
back to my original point was that means he created the serpent before man and woman. So the serpent was already there and knew what was up before they arrived. So when they came into existence, the serpent was already there and talking to them.
okay. I get that.
So it's like, oh, hey, though they were physically adults, they had the experience of children.
Oh shit. Yo, you just fucked me up.
Because think about it. How long did they exist before the serpent tempted them?
Like long enough to see the tree, right? Like they saw the tree and they knew that it was.
But they didn't exist decades. They didn't have years of experience under their belt.
Sodom and Gomorrah came way late.
Right. So this thing that was conscious and already could talk to them when they came into existence, that they either coexisted with for some time, but was there before them, or was just there when they came into existence.
So why do a trap like that? Like, why set you up? Okay, this is my thing. Like, why is it that the majority of these biblical stories, they start out with God or this deity, I'll say it that way, this deity trying to set you up like for failure.
It's bored. It's bored.
But
it's just bored. It's just like, I know everything. I'm gonna just fuck with these motherfuckers.
So, end of the day, circling all the way the fuck back, full fucking circle.
Just before you do that, God kills so many more people in the Bible compared to Satan. Satan kills one person.
So many fucking people. Like, so many fucking people. And with no explanation. God's will. Shut the fuck up. Like, what? At least the devil has evil. You're just doing this shit for funsies, nigga? Like, okay. All right. Well, maybe. Whatever.
Well, because God will forgive you for everything. But,
not every, okay. Also, another thing. Shout out Louis C.K., who was either Louis C.K. or it was shout out Christopher Hitchens. I fucking love Christopher Hitchens, R.I.P. my dude. But he says, one of the one things that's not in the 10 fucking commandments, which is fucked up if you think about it. 10 commandments, the only 10 rules you need to live by. You have to know. Rape, not in that motherfucker.
Unless it's your neighbor's wife.
Other than that, thou shalt not rape is not in that bitch.
Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife.
You could fuck. You could do it. You could force yourself on anybody as long as they don't live next to you. How the fuck?
Yeah, that's true.
That's fucked up.
Thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord
arrogant.
Thy God in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor thy father and thy mother.
Sabbath day is.
The seventh day when God rested.
Thou shalt not kill.
We don't even honor that. No one honors that.
Thou shalt not commit adultery.
The Jews.
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet the neighbor's wife. Thou shalt not covet the neighbor's wife again. Oh, not neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet neighbor's servants, animals, or anything else.
So wait, like I can't wish I had my neighbor's house, but I can be jealous all day and fucking try to steal my fucking down the street dude's house. Like
same community, it still counts. That's the neighbor. Because you got to remember, this is
okay. But what about just like I can't stand fucking Chris Brown? Real shit. Fuck you, nigga. But sorry, but like if I'm like, yo, fuck you, you don't deserve that shit. I'm gonna take that from you. That's not a sin. That's not a mortal
this was written
sin.
in the time where a community might be 100 people tops.
Okay, true. Okay,
and very incestuous, by the way.
Extreme. So the entirety. Okay, if this is to be believed, this is the other really huge flaw in your fucking system, Christians.
In just your saying, fake, you mean your book of fiction?
It's a great book. I'm not gonna lie. It's poetic. It's eloquent. I love it. I like reading it. Everything ties together. Cool, great. But hold on a minute. So you're telling me that there's no way there's no way that I could go to hell or whatever, be punished for eternity if I like say slit some random dude's throat. Like
as long as you truthfully atoned for it before you die.
As long as I said sorry.
My bad.
You know, it's funny that you say that because I know I went to a Christian private school my entire life, and then I went to a Catholic college, right? And there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that I went to school with that are still very Christian, like to this day, right? Okay, that feel like, oh, I do all these bad things, but as long as I believe in God and ask for His forgiveness, I'll still go to heaven because they have this big fear. They've embedded this fear into all these fucking people. That like, unless you do A, B, C, or D, like you're gonna go to hell. So they have this fear of going to hell. Not so much, like they truly believe that there's a heaven and hell. And the biggest fear a lot of people that I went to school with is going to hell. So they feel, I can say shit, fuck, motherfucker all day because you're not supposed to swear, right? Or listen to secular music and all this other bullshit. But if I do all these unholy things, as long as I ask God for forgiveness, or my favorite that one person actually said to me, oh, as long as I believe in God, I'll be fine. And I'm like, oh, really? So you can steal and do all this other shit, but as long as you believe in God, you're
Stab
still going to go to
motherfucker in
heaven.
the face.
Get the fuck out of here. And they truly believe that.
In my personal experience, some of the most holy people are
Yeah.
some of the biggest scumbags.
That's what I'm
Yo,
saying. That's what I'm fucking saying.
seriously.
And they feel like as long as I believe in God, or as long as I knew a guy who actually sexually assaulted someone that I know, someone that I'm very, very close to, when she was fucking 15 years old in high school. And he had the nerve to tell her, this is all your fault. I can't be alone with you. I was feeding my flesh. I shit you not. I saw the messages. I was feeding my flesh and I sinned, but don't worry, God will forgive me.
By the way, not for nothing. And you can Google this, people. Over 3,000 cases of sexual assault reported over the last 50 years from your motherfucking clergy. Just FYI, just saying.
And that's just what's reported.
And that's just what's reported. Just saying that is a fact. We know that. We've known that forever. So you tell me a fucking Hail Mary, I will shit in your mouth. Not literally.
They
but,
might like it.
but possibly.
Shout out though. Shout out real quick. Kevin Bowers is a scumbag. Complete scumbag. That's all I wanted to say.
I kind of want to know who Kevin Bowers is at this point.
He's the scumbag I was speaking of that sexually assaulted an innocent 15-year-old girl.
We'll say allegedly just to protect
Shit.
ourselves.
Allegedly,
he was
allegedly
18
did that.
years old. She was 15.
Well, if
He,
you allegedly did that, you should allegedly get raped in your ass until you die.
Yeah.
Just
And
FYI.
he had some, and he also was a.
It's an idea.
He
I'm not
also
saying
worked.
it's
He
def-
worked in the
okay.
church. That was part of the school.
Fuck.
And there was a couple other guys that went to prison from the same church, and the fact that he did that to this girl that I know, it's pretty fucked up.
Fuck. Yeah, no, that's pretty fucked up. But see, and that's the thing that throws me always. It consistently throws me is how can you justify certain things? It's like I don't understand something that proposes to be like this sent down from the heavens way of thinking that will lead us all into some promised land that can at the same time justify not letting thousands, I mean, we could say tens of thousands of people into your fucking church when there's a fucking hurricane that's causing a fucking flood, and you can justify that. You prick. Like how can that at
And
all?
that's the thing too. They truly believe that. Okay, well, what about the Holocaust? What was it? Oh, it was God's will. Okay, so how about this, that, and the other thing? Oh, it was God's will. It was meant to be. It was meant to be.
As long as you have that deity on your side, you can pretty much kind of do whatever the fuck you want to do. You can say, hey, well, we killed all those people, but hey, it was ordained, so no big deal.
I had to stop myself from getting really ignorant on a friend's Facebook actually earlier this week. One of my friends posted a meme of, God never gives you any more than you can handle. And I was just about to,
I fucking hate that so much.
Are you kidding me? You know, I'm sure all those people that drowned in that tsunami couldn't handle that tsunami very well.
Exactly.
Yeah, what
like they
the
didn't know. They didn't have the tools for that. Fuck that. That's
I can't handle any more than
can't afford it. Can't afford a doctor for this cancer. Never mind. Like
born into poverty and I'm gonna starve to death before age 10.
But in a little bit of a slight left, I will say this.
Catholic girls are good plays.
True.
Very, very true. Look, I will say this. Another story for another time. If it keeps you out of my face and it keeps you from, I guess, whatever, do your thing and justify it however you want. I get it. I'm not here to fuck up anybody's whole world. I definitely could. It's not that even hard.
I have zero problems with people being religious as long as they're not hypocrites about it.
But they are, though. By definition, they have to be. There's no way they couldn't.
I'm sure there are some good,
There may be some
religious folk out there. I'm sure there are.
DG.
I'm sure there's some.
Never cheated on anybody.
I'm sure there's some.
Okay, there might be like one or two. Maybe.
That qualifies as some.
Okay, that's I can give you some. Give you some.
I mean, there are 7 or 8 billion people on the planet right now. There's got to be
8.6. Hey, don't ask me how I know that. Google it.
There's got to be a couple that are decent religious folk.
Couple?
Statistically.
Yeah. Speaking of... Sorry.
So, I mean, for fuck's sake, we have people that are conjoined twins. There has to be some people that are good religious people. They've got to be about the same common.
What if you're like a conjoined twin and like one of you is super religious and the other one's like a fucking whore? Just out of curiosity, like I don't. That has no fucking grounding in anything we've discussed at all today. But what if like you were like fucking super Catholic and like your conjoined twin who like you shared a neck with or some shit was like all about sucking dick, like
and had control of the body, like you're just along
not
for the
even
ride.
had control of the body, but just like that's what you had to deal with all the time was like somebody trying to
Well, yeah, but if you didn't
justify.
Unless the whorish one had control, you could probably fight them on it.
I mean, but you'd have to fight them all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like that'd be a struggle. Like look, I've met girls. This is gonna sound so chauvinistic, and I don't care. I'm sorry, fuck it, Jack Daniels. But I've seen some girls that are like, "Yo, all I want to do is suck some dick right now."
And good on them.
And
good on them.
Good on them. Shout out y'all. Everybody that wants to just suck some dick, I fucking applaud you. But like, if that is the case, though, like, and you're conjoined to that, like, that's a hard fight. Like, bitch, shut the fuck up about Jesus. I'm trying to get dick in my throat. Like,
and what if dude pulls out and misses and then like hits the conjoined
in
twin?
the face, like in the
Okay,
eye
now we're
and
just getting
shit?
absurd.
She didn't even sign. She didn't sign up for that. I mean, I'm not sure if she could unless she had a hand like that she control. Whatever. You're right. We are getting a little off topic. So, about Monterey.
Call back to Monterey.
I was gonna circle back to this because I put a fucking thumb in it. Drunk. So that means this shit is passionate. You're right. There as the strip club thing, being newly single is what you said.
I did.
I see. Got it, Jack Daniels. Yeah, I love you. So, okay, female perspective, because I have to this day, and it's only been a few days, but to this day, have no concept of how this works. So, I dated someone who shall remain unnamed. Allegedly, I dated someone. And for sake of argument, hypothetically speaking, let's just say,
if you as he takes a big swig
I
of
was
Jack.
gonna say that. Yeah.
let's just say I might have possibly been in love with this person.
How long were you two allegedly together?
Oh, see, that's where it gets real fucking finicky. We talked for a while. I will say that we were together for a shorter amount of time.
That's how these things go sometimes.
Right. Now I was where I was. I was absolutely fuck it, whatever it takes. I'll figure it out. Let that be a lesson to you. Never just whatever it takes. That's stupid shit. It's stupid think. If you ever catch yourself thinking, hey, I love her, so it doesn't matter. It's anything can happen. That is so much bullshit. I cannot stress to you enough. Hate everything about that side of yourself that says, oh, well, because I love this person, it can work. That's not much less to do with it than you realize. Anyway, so this is what happens. And you guys can, wow. By the way, just opened my eyes. My eyes were really squinty this whole time. And like I shoved them up and it's super, super dope because it's like bright and shit. Anyway, I'm sorry. All right. So look, so I need your opinion on this. So I fly. She doesn't live here, which is first mistake. Long distance relationships, unless you're in fucking high school and you're stupid, make no sense. Sorry. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't care. Fuck y'all because I just went through this. Anyway.
My one caveat on that is long distance works as long as it's established it's going to be short term. Like, hey,
Yeah.
one person is moving to where the other person is,
right.
and there's a set time frame
right,
that's
but
happening.
if it's you don't know and you're just trying to figure it out.
We're so in love.
Yeah, shit. You say it like that, it makes me feel real fucking stupid. But so okay, so look, so basically, we talked. I flew her out. I flew out there to the Bay. Not that far. Not like a huge distance. You can make that happen.
I don't know. The West Side's a huge difference.
What's the West Side? I don't even know. Is that Oakland?
No, like the West Side of L.A.
No, like
Like I don't date people in Venice.
Yeah, that's too far.
Okay, so yeah, that's like okay, but well, by that logic, I drove 5 hours. I drove 5 fucking hours.
That could be Venice too.
They're in True. But in this case, okay, whatever. So I did that. And this last trip to see this person, and by the way, I'm saying this. Yes, it is definitely at the surface of my consciousness. Anyway, so I go there, we hang out, it's all well and good. Then we go to a bar. Now you guys tell me if I'm freaking out. We go to a bar. I'm playing pool, having fucking fun. All of a sudden, she gets on the phone. Oh, gotta go to the bathroom. Is in the fucking bathroom for 45 fucking minutes.
Oh, okay.
I shit you not, 45 fucking minutes to the point where I went back to the bathroom, opened the door just to kind of like push it open just to see if anybody was still in there.
Like, hello?
And she's still on the phone, didn't say anything. Whatever. Okay, this is getting real fucking... All right, so I'm like, okay, that's kind of fucking weird. Didn't let it go. We kind of got into an argument later about it. Like, okay, well, that was just weird because I just didn't think that who you're talking to, like, blah, blah, blah. I chastised her quite a bit for, being on the phone that long. Finally, she tells me, oh, it was my grandmother that I was on the phone with at 1 o'clock in the morning for 45 fucking minutes while I was at a bar. Cool. I'm in love. That makes perfect fucking sense.
Did Grandpa die?
No, not at all.
I didn't think so, but
yeah, exactly. Now I let it go.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
you trust her, you love her,
you want to see it. You want to see it make sense.
you believe the best about her.
Yeah.
God damn it! I hate that you're so spot on. So then
We've all been there, man. We've all been there.
The next day, I'm like, so we're getting ready, and I didn't realize this until much later, but we're getting ready, and she goes in the bathroom. She's talking on the phone to someone that, let's say, for sake of argument, hypothetically speaking, it might be her daughter. I don't know, maybe, but it might be her daughter. Sounds like that kind of a conversation.
Does she have a daughter?
Maybe she has a daughter. Maybe
You're in love with her. You don't know she has a daughter?
Maybe she has a daughter. Maybe she doesn't. I don't know. This is me trying to keep it fucking...
Keep it vague.
Keep it vague. Horribly done. Anyway, so whatever. So we go to eat. We go to Morton's Steakhouse.
Okay.
I don't go to Morton's. Don't give a fuck.
This is fucking tasty.
It's good. Now I know it's really fucking good. It's fucking delicious. And I'm like, cool, whatever. We leave. Now this is where the story gets real fucked up. And this is where people are going to be like, "Aw, he didn't deserve that." This is that part. So, fucking we leave and she's on her phone texting, really, really, really intently texting as we're standing there waiting for an Uber. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Now, mind you, I flew to the Bay just for her. I got a hotel room just for her. We'll talk about that some other time. But I got a hotel room just because to respect and everything, and just not be too much of a pushy guy, whatever. And she gets off the phone and she's like, "Oh, so I think I got to go home." Now, mind you, we were supposed to spend the next day together. Like we had made plans. Like, hey, it's cool. Like we kind of argued a little bit, no big deal the night before, but like we're gonna spend the day and it's gonna be cool. She's like, I gotta go home. My daughter's sick. If she has a daughter, whatever. So she's like, my daughter's sick, and I'm like, oh, what do I say to that? Nothing. Which, for the record, if anybody's paying attention, perfect fucking lie.
Well, the answer there is, can I come with and help?
I thought of that after.
Yeah.
Fuck, I thought of that after. I thought of that days after I thought of that, and I should have thought of it right then.
It's like, baby, I care about you. Let me help.
Yeah.
So anyway, God damn you.
I'm a scumbag like that. I mean,
No, but you're right, though, because I should have said that, and I thought about that way after the fact. Anyway, point is, so she says that, I'm like, cool, whatever. And she gets real, like, distant, cold, whatever. Like, barely gives me a peck on the cheek, leaves. I'm like, cool, whatever, it happens. You know, you got like a lot to deal with. No big deal. Next day, I text her, and I'd gotten a message on my Facebook from some guy.
Oh, God.
Now, this guy allegedly may or may not have said, you're fucking with the wrong dude's wife. Tell that bitch to bring my fucking car home. All this other shit that I was not equipped for. I was like, what the fuck?
Like, you were totally in the dark. And for all he knows, you might know. You know, like.
But I'm sure he assumes that you know.
Yeah.
Assume that I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But here's the thing: first off, I pride myself on not being that kind of guy. But like, I never like I had no inkling of any of this shit like whatsoever. So I'm freaking out. Whatever. Didn't tell her. I'm like, hey, is your daughter okay? Blah blah blah. Is everything good? Oh, she's got strep throat. I'm like, oh, that's pretty fucked up. But then I'm thinking to myself, well, if she's got strep, you're not hanging out with me. You're pretty much done. This trip's a wrap. So I'm like, so I text her and I'm like, hey, I'm going to fly back early. And, you know, it's cool. It is what it is. Thinking, okay, she'll be like, oh, don't fly back early. Oh, I don't want you to leave. I wanna see you."
Yeah.
Nah. None of that happened. So I said that. No response. Then blocks my number. Then blocks me on all of her social media. And that was the end of that whole thing. Because it's like, what do I do from that point? And it was just like that. Like, I don't know what I did. I don't know if what I got from the guy saying what he had said was true or not true. Or,
Yeah, it sounds like she just got caught cheating.
It sounds like she got
that's what it got,
caught, yeah.
right? And then I looked at the times, and I saw the time that he sent me the messages that he sent me on Facebook. On Facebook, mind you, which is pretty fucked up shit because I'm an artist.
You sent it to your fan page?
Yeah, like both. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come
Yeah.
on. Like, this is not some shit I get involved in. Now, on both that, whatever, like, her thing was, like, I think I had mentioned to her, hey, some guy said this. I don't know what the fuck it's about. And she's like, oh, it's an ex. I'm like, cool. That makes sense.
But when you start piecing things together,
Yeah,
you're
then I
like,
looked
wait,
at
it
the
makes
time he
sense.
sent it and the time when she told me that she was going to be leaving. And I was like, okay, wait, why are these exactly at the same time? And I was like, oof, wait a minute. That I don't believe in coincidence like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense. So here's the lesson to be learned in that. If you're gonna cheat on anybody, whether that's the person that's being cheated on or not, just say it. Like, I know it's hard. I know it's fucked up. I know you fucked up and you don't want to be treated like a piece of shit. But just say what you know you did so that person knows that at the end of the day, it's not their, like, I mean, me personally, I know it wasn't my fucking fault. I didn't do shit fucking wrong. But, you know, that means a lot. Like, that sense of closure, unless you really just can't stand the fucking person, it matters.
It shows a lack of character.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you guys think that though, right? Like, there's no.
Yeah, no, she got caught cheating.
She got caught cheating.
Yes, I thought. That's what I fucking thought.
She at very least could have been like, yo, I ain't been straight with you. I got a baby daddy.
Yeah.
He's still in the picture.
Right.
Shit ain't cool. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Right. Meanwhile, I gotta piece the shit together with like clues and shit. Like, oh,
Like,
well,
oh.
You're fucking Sherlock.
I've never been to her house before. I don't know
Yeah.
who this is. I don't know who. Like, yeah,
It's a red flag if you're in love with someone and you've never met any of their friends.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a fucking red
Yep.
flag.
Yeah. Or never been in their house. Go in their house. Like, find a reason. Like,
Take a
hey,
shit.
Yeah. Like, hey, can I just meet you at your house? I'll pick you up. Like, the only time I ever went to her house, this is gonna get real fucking obvious. But the only time I ever went to her house, she was like, yo, meet me or text me when you're 7 minutes out. And like,
Did she meet you down the block?
She met me kind of low key down the block though. Like she was already outside, and I'm like, yo, I've been
She
dealing with
probably gave you an address that was
there was a
couple
little bit
houses
down the street. That's what I
and
noticed.
then that's
Yo,
why she wanted to prepare herself so that you didn't see her coming out from
And
a
then
couple
walking
houses
real
down.
shit. I noticed that it was like it was a few houses down, and then I was like, wait a minute, it's fucked up because like I've had a few, girl encounters in my time.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, I've never had a female be ready before I get there.
Yeah.
Ever.
No.
And waiting and
All
on
of
the
this
street.
sounds very hinky to me.
Yeah.
Very, very hinky.
Yeah. In hindsight, you should have been like, yo, girl, I need to use the bathroom. Can I go inside real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have. And just the scene. And
I'm fucking bleeding. I need to go in the bathroom and wash this right fucking now.
And this is a part of me that most of my fans don't typically get to respond to or get to see. But I'm super like aside from the fucking the inappropriateness that I deal with that I do on a daily basis, I'm typically very respectful of like, your boundaries and shit like that. So like if you tell me to meet you somewhere and it's not at your house, and I'm gonna respect that. Like maybe your house is a mess. I'll be that dude.
True. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna right, and I'm not gonna be weird about it.
messy.
But I mean shit. Fuck. So anyway, let's talk about
That sucks, man. That sucks.
Yeah, it was fucked up. I mean, and I'm not gonna even lie. Like, it was hurtful, but more than anything, and this is kind of the way I choose to live my life. And I'm not saying that it's easy, but I am saying that if you choose to live it this kind of similar way, you might feel differently about it. I don't much mind it as much as I would, because at the end of the day, like I can take away knowing that I didn't contribute to any part of anything that made it wrong. So if you can say that, that's a lot, and a lot of people kind of don't give a fuck, and like the moment they get hurt, they want to hurt somebody back. But if you can ever walk away from it, and that person hurt you, and yeah, it might make you look like a bitch, not gonna lie, but if you can walk away from it and be like, hey, but I did everything I could, it does mean a lot more than you think. And
It totally does. Totally does.
Yeah.
and it helps you sleep at night. Like,
Well, that's generally alcohol, but
yeah. The whiskey definitely helps. By the way, sorry, I could barely unscrew the top. Did anybody notice that? You guys?
yeah.
Guess I'm so polite of you not to mention it.
No, I was just getting nervous for my equipment.
Yeah, I got it. I'm in front of it.
We actually are getting to last call, though.
Aw, shit.
Oh shit! What? Huh?
It's last call.
Last call, ladies and gentlemen.
Drink it if you got it.
Put it in your mouth.
It's last call. So, Dane, where can we find you online?
Well, besides just finding you online, tell us about the new album dropping, the
Oh,
tracks
yeah.
and all that
Sorry.
shit. 'Cause
Okay,
we barely
yes,
talked about your
yes.
music.
Oh, yeah, I just realized
Sorry,
that. Like,
we've been on some tirades.
No, it was great,
so,
though. It was great.
I have a new single coming out. Actually out now. I Need This.
Yes.
And also a video. I Need This on YouTube and
nice,
find
very
it wherever you can find videos. And then I have another single coming out called Change It. I'm really super stoked about it. It's a big deal. If you want to find any of my music, it's DayneThegr and the number 8 on pretty much anything I am on. So Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, etc. Dayne Alexander. Easiest way to find my music, basically.
Well, there you have it.
Boom.
Slayer,
Ladies
where-
and gentlemen,
where-
and Chicago, I love you to death.
Chicago. I'll drink to that.
So much Chicago up in this fucking podcast. I love it. Slayer, where can we find you?
You can find me at Matt_Slayer on Twitter, Matt Slayer on Instagram, Matt F and Slayer on Facebook, Matt Slayer on Snapchat. Watch me watch old movies, because that's all I do on Snapchat.
Nice.
Matt F and Slayer on Twitch whenever the fuck I get on.
And you can find me at Annie fucking Cruz on Twitter, at Annie Cruz on Instagram, AnnieCruz.com for business, AnnieFuckingCruz.com for pleasure. Of course, you can find us at And Now We Drink on Twitter, at And Now We Drink _ on Instagram, and nowwedrink.com for anything else. I mean, obviously you found us somehow. So,
Hey, real quick, can I just thank you guys for having me on? Because
course.
this
Dude,
was fun as
thank
fuck.
you so much for coming on.
This is super fucking fun. I got
this
to
was a
get
great
drunk
episode.
and
No,
get
we had
some
a
of
good
my
time.
demons
Fuck.
out. So
No, this was a great episode.
Cheers to that shit.
cheers to that shit. She's cheersing with the bottle.
Yes.
So
Cruz ain't fucking
that's
around
my
at
new
this
best
hour.
fucking
because
friend.
my glass is empty and it's bad luck.
Whoa. You just told me that I was your new fucking best friend. What the fuck? I got replaced already. I know she has better tits than me, but what the fuck?
I mean, way better though. I mean, whatever.
know.
We'll talk later.
I gotta hit some buffets to try to catch up.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.